Hello. Right, we are going to finish off Crimson Spires today. We're going to find out, hopefully, what on earth is happening. Yeah, we need to find out what happened, what's happening. So this is now the fourth part of the stream. I received a copy of this game for streaming purposes and have certainly made good use of it. Yeah. Oh, okay, so we finished chapter 7. Hi, Mr. Coolness. We finished chapter 7. I think it was chapter 7, the end of last stream we hit. So we should have 3 more chapters. I do not know how long these chapters are. Last week was nearly 4 hours. Might be that these are shorter. And we will reach an ending today. So we've got 3 hours. We'll see where we're at 3 hours. Hopefully we'll at least be in the final chapter, and then we'll finish off. I can't leave this story undone right before I go away, or I stop streaming for a week and a half. Thank you for the host subterfuge, and good morning, good afternoon, well, it's afternoon here. Good morning to you, I think, if you're in that time zone. I'm good. I'm slightly warm, because I've been running around packing and sorting stuff out, and yeah, it's 26 degrees, slightly humid, and I'm also got the washing machine on. So, good combination of how to make Joe feel slightly uncomfortable. But aside from that, I'm looking forward to finishing the story. I'm hoping at least some of it is voiced, but at least I'll have a week and a half of resting my voice. Yeah. So, and thank you for the host, Mr. Coolness. Hopefully you both are doing okay. And yeah, I'm maybe going to need to turn up the TV on my side, but for now, we'll see how we go with the sound. Let me know, obviously, if the game is drowning me out, or I'm drowning out the game, or if you can't hear, can you hear me? I'm assuming everyone can hear me, but I'm gonna go hi. If you can't hear me, let me know. Someone tweeted this morning. It's like, if you're asking someone if they can hear you, have some kind of indication other than just asking. Because if they can't hear you, they're not going to hear you ask the question. So, and then I just poked myself in the chest doing that. Right. Okay. At City Hall, I see what Maddie was talking about. There are a few dozen people gathered near the entrance in what I could only generously call a line out the door. So just trying to backtrack a little bit. You can see the spires, the crimson spires in the background. They surround the entire town. We've been trapped for 6 months. There's a train that comes in and delivers stuff, but no one can go out without getting killed, and nothing seems to be able to come in aside from this train. The character we're playing was an FBI agent that's now the sheriff of the town, and our partner is a serial killer. Actually, a serial killer, just never convicted because his prisoner transport crashed outside this town on the way to his trial. He's currently helping us because, well, it's best to keep him under our nose. There are vampires in the town, and people worship Lucius Christ as well as Jesus Christ. So there's some kind of memory altering thing going on. This building that you can see here is the town hall. It used to be 1 story high. It is now many stories high. No one can access beyond the first story. What else? Oh yeah, there was a murder. The vampires tried to frame the serial killer. So we've got a vampire in jail. Our deputy was basically a publicist previously. Not that discounts her from being a deputy, but she's also a vampire thrall who destroyed evidence at a crime scene because she was under compulsion, which is always fun. The vampires are dangerous. I do not know. They do not seem to know how they were made. I mean, the guy we talked to in the jail cell is sort of like, he didn't get sort of made. So I don't know if these towers have caused the vampires to appear. But what happened right before the spires appeared around the town was the thing that caused the van to crash, the prisoner van transport to crash, was some kind of monster. And we sort of heard that monster right before the spires went up, so I don't know, werewolf or just generic monster. The game's partially voiced, so I have to imitate the voice actors for the main characters. I do this badly. Please don't judge me. And we're just trying to figure out what the spires are, why everyone started calling it the contingency. There's also this a Battail Repatriation Society. The town's called Battail, which professes to allow people out if they solve some riddly things. But I think it's a vampire plot. Not entirely sure. We're trying to investigate this. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure why everyone's lined up outside City Hall. I actually cannot remember what we were doing in the last chapter, aside from I think there was something to do with churches. We broke into a church and stole a Bible, and then the vampires planted the Bible in the other church. So Jesus and Lucius Christians are basically fighting amongst each other. I'm not quite sure why this is happening. What the plot is here. Yeah, so it's sort of weird. Oh, it's an ice cream van. I swear they just use our thing to turn round, which they're not going to be able to do for much longer because they've put a gate up. The fact that there is an ice cream van here right now implies that the gate is at least not closed, which bodes well for me and my rental car tomorrow, hopefully. So I'm fairly certain it's going to rain all day. But yeah, so maybe people are lined up about the church thing. I'm not sure. The guy in charge of the church is not a great guy. The Jesus side of it. He basically seems to have been spending church money gambling pre-contingency, which means that our serial killer friend is basically wanting to kill him because he's a little bit Dexter-esque. It seems like he only kills bad people, maybe bad people that are trying to behave as good people. I mean, doesn't justify murdering horrifically. However, that's his MO. So the vampires provoked him by, letting him discover about the bad stuff the church guy was doing. So yeah, so it's a bit of a mess. I'm hoping that by the end of this, we will have some sort of answer. If we don't have an answer at the end of it, I'm going to be quite upset. You know me, I like at least some resolution. Even if there are still questions, I would like some resolution. I mean, this started off with us trying to find 2 missing kids, who I'm fairly certain are dead and eaten by vampires. And then there's this whole plot to cover it up. But we'll see. Yes, this has got to be the church thing, that's what. So yeah, hopefully everyone will, stay with me and follow the show and enjoy. There's no direct violence between any of them, but quite a bit of bickering and shouting. As soon as they see me, someone sighs loudly and practically yells, "Finally, she showed up!" Maddie hurries to greet me before I head inside.
I'm so relieved.
Boy, I am happy to see you, Erica. Sounds like someone who's ever had a grievance with either the church has decided today is the day to file their police report. Did you get started?
This is impossible.
I don't know how to fill out a police report. I've never had to do it before. I apologize for the bad American accent. She has a drawl. I can't give her a different voice. We've been so completely focused on Jessica and Gary since you joined up. Right. I considered telling her what August and I just learned about the Batails, but decide that now isn't the time. What did we just learn? I don't remember. I literally can't remember what the end of chapter 7 was. Hopefully they'll remind us. I know that the one we've arrested was donating to the original Jesus Christ Christian Church, and the other two support the Lucius Christ one. Our flatmate is the only parishioner from the Lucius Christ Church that doesn't worship Lucius Christ, possibly because she was in the church at the time the Spires went up, and she had some weird-ass vision-y thing. I don't know whether that protected her or, just freaked her out so much, but she still, originally, obviously, everyone were Christians, the normal kind, the Jesus Christ kind. Lucius Christ doesn't exist in this reality, in our reality, but it exists in this reality somehow. And it's weird because it's like history is being rewritten as documentation to support stuff. But some of it's slightly inconsistent, like a company that was hired to put satellite dishes on top of this building couldn't have done it if it was this tall, because they only deal with ones shorter than 3 stories. So it's an inconsistency, but because they don't say it in the documentation, it was never corrected. And Maddie picked that up. And there's inconsistencies in people's memories. The vampires remember like both things. But some people are so completely convinced that, like, Lucius Christ is literally the one true savior. But apparently some kind of capitalist, weird person that, it's really weird. It's like, instead of being good to others and charity and, that sort of stuff, it's like, make yourself rich first and then help others, which I guess makes sense to a capitalist, but if you're making your richness off other people's poverty, then who are you really helping? And I'm not going to get into theological debate with the fake religion, so I'm just going to carry on. So I considered telling her what August and I just learned about the tales, but decide that now isn't the time. Police reports usually get passed along to the mayor once I resolve them or move on. I suppose they're usually sent to the Batails after that, now that I know who's really in power here. Did you talk to anyone? Did you know why this suddenly blew up like this?
I guess.
I think the fight between churches has been going on for quite a while. They just kept it out of the public eye. But now that you know about one thing, everyone wants to make sure their particular incident is added to their side of the ledger. Maybe they think that if one side has been doing a lot more, you'll shut them down or something. Ugh, this isn't a competition to see who's more oppressed. Tell that to half the people here. Oh, I will. Let's get in there and teach you how to fill out a report.
Let's go.
Right. I love how my mic blocks out all the extraneous noise. I got a dehumidifier, a fan, and a washing machine going. None of it is getting picked up. It's brilliant. Most of the complaints from the Batail citizens are rather boring, and many largely unverifiable. Break-ins, minor assaults, harassment. One person claims someone from the Lucian church poisoned his horse, but the horse didn't really get that sick at all and recovered. Even though most of the cases aren't actionable, Mandy and I dutifully fill out every report, though I do take plenty of time to remind the people they aren't filing the report against a church, but a person. None of the crimes reported end up of any particular significance. There's a couple I could look into. The assaults in particular concern me, but they'll have to wait until I get to the bottom of what the Batails did. As the line dwindles down, I see someone who surprises me. It isn't one of the church folk, but instead it's August Flynn. This is our serial killer. August, what are you doing here? I'm here to report a crime, Sheriff Wright. You are?
I'm sorry.
Yes, I was terribly rude to you when I demanded that you leave my house. It's not even my house. You technically gave it to me, and as far as ownership means anything. Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe that was the end of the last chapter. So we busted in on him and Charlotte having a drink. He had basically just proven that Charlotte had arranged the whole Bible stealing thing because he put theft powder on it and she had it on her hands. So she was organizing this disruption between the churches. She's trying to distract us from something, but it's not really working. Being rude to the sheriff is not a crime, August.
Life is irrational.
What is and isn't illegal doesn't mean anything, Erica. We're not under state jurisdiction or federal jurisdiction. The only laws that apply are, at best, town regulations. I've looked at those. They aren't comprehensive, so it may as well might make being rude to you a crime, because it's quite disturbing to me as well. Are you trying to sweet talk Erica?
Whatever.
I'm gonna help the next person. Taking the hint, I motion to August, and we both step aside. Maddie takes over the line. Fortunately, there are only a couple of people left. What is this, August?
Erica.
It's an apology. Is that so hard to believe? Honestly, yes.
Please.
I brought that upon myself. Perhaps I should not have confessed to you. Oh yeah. I think you pretty much confessed that he's the killer. He's the serial killer. The Heartbreaker. He hates that nickname, though. I don't know. It's strange. There is a line of thinking that a benevolent lie is far more moral than truth, especially when the truth cannot be acted upon and only hurts those involved. The truth can be acted upon, August. I could arrest you.
No.
You won't. You might not like this, Erica, but I understand you. You are intrigued by what I uncovered about Charlotte, and you need me to go forward. I know that you need me, because I need you. You need me? Oh, come on. Without you, I do terribly dangerous things that are likely to get me killed. I think I can control the situation, but I clearly cannot. I need you to hold me back. And you need me to push you forward. You did break the case open. Foolishly, perhaps, but now we know.
Yes.
We know. I'm sure you understand that I want to charge right into that mansion and demand answers. But for once, I will defer to you. What do you think the next step should be? I almost can't believe what I'm hearing. What happened that made August so willing to work with me? But now that he asks for my leadership, I freeze up. How do we go from here? We investigated the churches, only to turn them against each other. August finally confessed to being the Heartbreaker, so why haven't I arrested him? After all that has happened, I've lost that motivation. We followed the BRS leads, the Bateo Repatriation Society, only to realise that Charlotte was pulling our strings like puppets. Are we ready to face a family of vampires to regain control of this town? I'm not so sure. At a loss, I open and close my mouth several times to no avail, and resemble a fish. Just as I take a deep breath and try one more time. Erica! Sheriff, I found something! Maddie hurries excitedly towards us, practically hopping with excitement. Ben O'Doyle just filed a complaint against the Christians. Remember that name? It takes me a second to remember. Oh, he's a cable man, right?
Yes.
That's right. I asked him about the satellite dish from the invoice I found. He said it was installed right over your desk off the same wall cables used for your computer. August gives me a puzzled expression.
What?
What's this about a satellite dish? Maddie and I found an invoice about a satellite dish installed in 1998. It's the only paperwork that confirms City Hall was not a dozen stories before the contingency. No one ever checked right above your desk because none of the other parts of the ceiling could be damaged. They tried a few spots and stopped, but it's worth a try. If we're wrong, it just takes a few minutes to check.
Marvelous.
Let's do it right now. There's still someone waiting to file a complaint. Maddie?
Hey!
Seriously? I want to see this too. If we find something, we'll certainly tell you about it later. I am trusting you to hold down the fort in the meantime. Fine. I see how it is. Go have fun exploring while I do more paperwork. You wanted to be a deputy? So above our ceiling, right? Above our desk. August and I direct the remaining church stragglers into the hall and mayor's office, claiming that we have police business to conduct in the main office. Where is our vampire? Maybe he's just not in this shot. There is one person remaining in the precinct near my desk, Liam Batale. Oh, he's on his cot, okay. Liam lies on his cot, staring up at the ceiling, eyes closed. I hope that perhaps he's asleep, but August does not accept this possibility.
Oh, spare me.
Hey, copycat, I know you're awake in there. Liam doesn't move. August grabs a piece of paper from my desk, crumples it up. Hey, don't just... August throws the crumpled paper onto Liam's face. It hits him square in the nose and then bounces on the floor. I feel a soft breeze wash over me, then I see Liam against the bars of his cell, reaching through to grab August's wrist. Hey! I lift my gun and cock it, but I know that it's a bluff. August and Liam are too close together now for me to safely aim at Liam. I mean, I'm okay with that, because August is a serial killer. But I'm fairly certain I still don't have any bullets because August took them, because I kept on pointing the gun at him. Because he's a serial killer. It's all quite convoluted. Liam ignores me entirely, eyes blazing at August's.
Fuck you.
I really wish you'd just leave me alone, you psychopath. Sorry. Every time I sit down, I'm fine, right up until I sit down to do story time, and then I just can't stop yawning. It's really annoying.
Unfortunately.
I wish I could, but here you are at arm's length as always, and I really would like some privacy right now. Almost as suddenly as Liam appeared at the bars of his cell, a pair of handcuffs clicks around Liam's wrists. What the? He pulls and rattles against the bar, but to no avail. He's stuck, his wrists locked on the other side of the bars. I feel the side of my belt for the cuffs I usually keep there. I don't find them. Did August snatch them off me?
Now then.
That must be uncomfortable, but it's necessary, I'm afraid, given your abilities and all. Erica, please unlock the cell. What the hell, August?
Please.
I'm sorry, I didn't have the patience to discuss this with you, but you surely agree we can't have this vampire watch whatever we're going to do next. He has a point, and I confess I'm impatient to move forward, but what will you do to him?
Well...
I'll blindfold him and then stuff his ears with some cloth. That's where he can't watch or listen to what we're doing. You bastard! Why do I care what you're doing over there? You could have just let me bleep and sleep.
Duh.
You weren't asleep, and we both know it. Erica, open the cell, please. Oh my god, okay. Alright, what does Chet think? Do we acquiesce the serial killer and let him blindfold and stuff the ears of the vampire? Or do we free the vampire? I mean, neither of these options are massively good. I think I just forgot to hydrate again. Because I've been getting ready for my holiday. Packing. Figuring out whether I should take an extra bag. Let's just unlock the cell. I may as well go along with August. I have to admit, August has a point. I don't want Liam to see what we discover, and this might be the only way to ensure that. I take out my keys and unlock the cell. Even though Liam is handcuffed, August moves carefully and quickly. He cuts up one of Liam's blankets to make a blindfold, and then two smaller pieces of stuff into his ears. I don't think it's really going to make much of a difference if he's a vampire. Liam glowers and squirms a little throughout, but he doesn't put up much of a fight. You're an asshole. Say that again, please. Couldn't hear you. Liam doesn't reply, just frowning in August's general direction. August winks at me.
Marvelous.
Great, the earplugs work. Let's find that ceiling tile. I don't know what to expect, but happen when I push on the foam ceiling tile just above my desk. A cloud of dust choking us out, shafts of light pouring from the cracks, blinding me with whatever truth they carry, or just darkness overwhelming, just like every other mystery in this damn town. But we've come this far, we can't stop here. August and I both climb up on my desk and carefully press against the bullet-pierced tile. It gives way. Erica, it's moving. There's something up there. I feel it too, August.
Can you imagine?
This could be the moment that everything comes together. Be sure to fix it in your mind, Erica. One day we might be called upon time and time to describe the precise sensations we experience in the next few seconds. Called upon by whom?
Well,
Scientists, media, anyone who wants the story of what really happened in Patel will come to us. That way I can give them our story and teach them so much more about the world. If you say so. Once the ceiling tile is out of place. So, we bullet fired at it. Oh, I guess it had bullet holes in. They didn't ricochet. Interesting. Why did we not pick that up? Anyway, so I think we fired at the ceiling at one point. I don't know. Anyway, once the ceiling tile is out of place, we carefully move it to the side. I'll go first and pull you up. You sure about that? We could pull up a chair and... Before I can even finish my sentence, August practically leaps into my arms so I can boost him up into the ceiling. I feel heat rush to my cheeks, and I'm so relieved he can't see me. It feels strange and exciting to hold him like this, but sooner or later he wriggles up and out of my arms. Once he's up into the ceiling, he extends his arms to help pull me up towards him. I hesitate. Normally I'd assume the rest of the tiles couldn't hold us, but I know that's not true. We've dug at them, we've shot at them, and the rest of the ceiling is indestructible.
Erica.
Come on, Erica, we're so close. He pulls me up into the darkness and leads me further into it. Answers! Come on, we might get some answers! Do you know where you're going? No.
Well...
Do you? I can't see anything.
I believe.
Follow me, I have a feeling. We should have a torch! You know, a lantern or something. August leads me further into the ceiling. He keeps knocking on the hard surfaces above us, looking for a hollow sound. I try to imagine the layout of City Hall. I think we're over Mayor Ward's office when a hollow knock suddenly rings through darkness. I think we're here. August lets go of my hand for just a moment to push upwards. Into the second floor! Dim light floods the darkness. He climbs up to the new floor and offers his hand to help me follow him.
Erica.
We did it, Erica. We made it to the second floor. As my eyes readjust to the light, I see exactly what we have discovered. At first glance, it's nothing impressive. It looks like a standard office floor, though it's clearly been abandoned for years. Dust hangs in the air. Everything is rusted or rotting or sagging. It doesn't look like much.
Of course.
Not on the surface. We have to look around. We have to find meaning in it. Are you sure it has meaning?
Yes.
It has to. Okay. That's where we came up. Okay, the flickering light is slightly irritating. Conference room. Lots of abandoned desks. I see something out there. Maybe it's just like transplanted from somewhere or something. Stairs. After a few minutes of walking around, I realise there's very little here that explains anything. It isn't any more than it looks. There are books and papers scattered around, but they reveal nothing useful or important. August and I meet up near a set of stairs leading upwards. Did you find anything? That sounds like no.
That's not right.
This place should be a treasure trove of interesting information, but it's nothing. One of these rooms had a stack of completely full binders. They were nothing but ledgers. Ledgers? Shipping logs for river barges and train deliveries. There's nothing in there you thought was interesting? Surely you want to go through those and figure out what they mean?
I don't think so.
I don't really know how to read any of it. I don't know how to interpret it. You're not even going to...
Use your brain.
What could I do with shipping manifests from the 1960s? Even if there's something worthwhile in there. I'm a philosophy professor. Nothing seemed amiss from them? How would I even know? You seem upset. Let's just look at the next floor. Surely there's something more. I'm not sure you should get your hopes up. If there's some kind of office building, the people higher up may have more power. They might have memos that actually make sense or mean something, or... Let's just see what we can find. Okay. Well, I mean, the stairs do go up and down. That says police department. That says police department on the door. I'm having to be careful what I'm looking at because the textures are clipping, and it's yeah, that says police department on the doors. The textures are clipping and it's making it flash, which is not really nice. Yeah, these just say police department. It's like a duplicated thing or something. I don't think there's anything here though. It's just, I mean, it is effectively copy and paste assets. Whether that proves a point or not, I'm not sure. Okay, go up. Again, police department. May as well keep going up. It's just the same layout on every single floor. Keep going up until we can't go up any further. The last achievement we've got is for just finishing the game, so... I mean, that is the idea, that we're finishing the game. What is with all the stuff on the ceiling, though? Like, a lot of lights, some of which are burnt out, and many, many ceiling things. We searched the next few floors of the building for most of the day. There's nothing. It's also dull. It's also unenlightening. It's so disappointing. The only thing that seems slightly supernatural is the view from the windows, with red tinted light pouring in from a landscape I can barely see. August studies it for a while, but even he can't get anything useful out of it. As night starts to fall, we scour the 6th floor of the building. I notice him staring out of the window. His eyes have lost their curiosity, replaced by a vacant, haunted look. August, are you okay? Maybe we should take a break.
No. I must be missing
I must be
something.
missing something.
Nothing makes any sense.
We knew this was already always a possibility. So many things about the contingency make so little sense, so...
It should have made sense to me.
Oh.
I should have found it already. I
He's
have
voicing
to.
this. What are you trying to find? He finally turns to look at me, but then I regret it. His eyes swim with sorrow, desperation, defeat. A cold chill rushes over me.
My role in all of this.
You have to find your role? Your role in what?
Everything. My purpose. The reason I came here.
To this part of City Hall?
To Battail. Right in time for the contingency.
August, this doesn't sound like you. You sound like you believe in destiny or something. Haven't you already or always prescribed to chaos or something like that?
Even chaos needs a catalyst. I'm supposed to serve it. Why else did I end up here, right before the towers rose? Why did we suddenly find a way to climb City Hall? Today. 5 stories so far. Dozens of rooms. Thousands of pages of documents. And it's all just meaningless nonsense!
I jump back as August grabs a chair, suddenly lifts it above his head, and hurls at the window with all his strength. The chair cracks and splinters against the glass, then falls into broken chunks. The glass remains completely intact, just like most of the ceiling downstairs. August, you need to calm down.
There is no reason to be calm! There is no reason for anything! I am here for fucking nothing! This is supposed to be it. We're here, in a place that didn't exist before the towers rose. Someone wrote all these ledger entries. Someone sat in these chairs. Someone walked these halls. They were supposed to leave us something. Some clue about what happened here, to our world, but nothing!
I'm sorry, August, but I don't think you're going to find what you're looking for here. I mean, what do you think? This is a computer game that will just give you the answers in a few pieces of paper?
Don't act like I'm alone in this. You wanted to find something too. I thought we were looking together, but I suppose the deeper meaning of what happened to us isn't at the forefront of your mind.
Hey, I was the one that suggested we come up here. I didn't have to tell you about any of this. I didn't have to even have to choose to work with you. No, Chat forced me to work with the serial killer. I expected sharp retorts, an insult to my intelligence, or critique of my drive. I prepare myself for it. It's almost more painful when it doesn't come. You just stay silent for a moment, then...
It's all meaningless, isn't it?
And the contingency is just complicated. Figuring out anything will take time, and...
I don't mean the contingency, Erica. I mean everything. Life. Before and after the fucking towers trapped us in this shithole.
August.
It's the fucking problem philosophy is supposed to solve, you know. It doesn't, because of course it can't, but sometimes it at least feels like you're making progress. But ultimately, it's a luxury of a world where we at least understand the basic fucking flow of how things work. If one building can just become another building, and nobody cares, and there's no way to make heads or tails of it...
I thought you always believed that. You always wanted me to throw my beliefs and embrace the unknown.
To some extent, yes. I resist the order society imposes on us. I fight the limitations of human logic. But when I sought the unknown, I expected to know something, eventually. I at least hope to find something interesting. What the hell is this place? Our portal to another dimension leads to a stale corporate office building? What revelation is there in that? What's the fucking point of anything?
I don't know how to answer that, August.
I suppose you don't.
August, do you believe in God?
What kind of question is that?
One I'm surprised I haven't asked before, but it seems very relevant now, both with the church and, well...
I suppose you're not wrong. And I suppose you know me better than I thought, because it actually is quite relevant. I never believed in God, of course. The idea that the chaos of this world was dictated by some intelligent force with the intent of shaping our lives was ridiculous to me.
That's an interesting choice of words. It was ridiculous to you?
I never even considered the possibility. Our fates are directed by ourselves. Not in the almost as fantastical individualist Randian sense, but in the way we as humans build systems that define our paths. Religion is just one of those systems. Now we're sure that God didn't create us to enact His will, but that we created God to enact something both great and heinous.
You're still using that word. Have you changed your mind?
I used to believe that we each had some power over our own existence. Now I can't. Now I have to seriously consider that there is a larger conscious force projecting its will upon reality.
Hmm.
I have to consider that there might be gods or a capital G god out there raising towers out of the ground or turning one building into another. And the worst part of it is that if that's true, this isn't a kind and caring God. It's a God laughing at us. It isn't a benevolent father or mother. It's a little kid burning ants with a magnifying glass just to see what might happen.
Killing things just to see what happens? That sounds familiar. Once again, I bait him. I want him to lash out at me. I think that's less frightening now than what I see in August right now. I realise that right now I might prefer an angry August to a defeated one. Once again, he doesn't give me what I want.
You're exactly right, Erica. You see right through me. I'm terrified that God might be like me. A world of reason needs a powerful force like me. In a world of magic, well, perhaps I'm just evil. And apparently, God right along with me.
This isn't magic, August, and you know it.
I don't know that, Erica. The towers, the betrayals, this fucking building. If a dragon steps out of the old lead mines tomorrow, would you really be surprised?
That would be pretty cool. Snap out of it, Heartbreaker.
What did you call me?
You don't think this world needs you? You rip the hearts from bad people who hid their sins from the world. We live in a town controlled by vampires now. This may be the only world that needs the fucking Heartbreaker.
Don't use that name.
Are you going to let these people worship Julian Battail as he drinks their blood? Are you going to let them look up to Charlotte Battail after she covered up Jessica and Gary's death? Are you going to let them forgive Liam Battail for killing Principal Vincent and framing you for it? And that's just the vampire stuff. Don't forget what their family did to this town. They worked the people down to their bones and poisoned the land and then sold it all, giving them nothing. What if your purpose is to stop the Battails, Heartbreaker? The third time is the charm. August lunges at me and grabs my shoulder. He pushes me against the wall and stares into my eyes.
That's not my name! I have no purpose. It was all meaningless. None of it matters.
Then we'll make our own purpose.
I can't.
Why not? He lets go of me and backs away slightly.
I told you that I've changed. That's what you wanted, right?
Okay. Let's make a save. Not that it makes a huge bit of difference. I want to take this town back. I mean... Yeah, I want to take this town back. August, I don't know whether there's a cruel god laughing down at us, but I know who is. The Battails, and I think you're here to stop them. His eyes light up again. At some point, you might have to reckon for what you did. Right now, though, there are monstrous killers in our midst who have to be dealt with. I hesitated at first, but you found the truth. Julian? Charlotte, Liam, either killed those kids or are protecting whoever did. There's no negotiating with that, not when they have so much power. We can only tear them down and do everything we can to make sure no one takes their place. I picked you as my partner for a reason, August. You're not one of them, and I have no fear that you'll take the power they offer you. You don't want what they give. You want to take what they keep.
You're fucking right, Erica.
That's what I want to hear.
It's not going to be easy.
Of course it's not. They're vampires. A pregnant... Whoa, okay. A pregnant pause follows our words. August is still pressing me to the wall, moving quite close. His hands move gently up my neck. I can feel his breath against my lips, sweet and musky. I'm not sure I want to kiss a serial killer. August, Before I can finish, his mouth closes over mine. Okay, apparently he's kissing me. I seem to lose all my breath, both because I forgot to breathe and because he seems to pull it from me, kissing so deeply I become dizzy. I didn't know I wanted this, but I'm completely drawn in, like a leaf in a storm. For a moment I want to follow this mighty wind wherever it leads. Then he pulls back, breathing heavily.
Erica.
I don't want to kiss him. This is creepy. I don't care if he didn't like that. Consent, dude. You ask first. Gently, I put my hand on his chest and push him away from me. August, this isn't the time.
Really? In this place, we might as well be the last people on Earth. Is that not romantic enough for you?
Romantic at all! You're still too upset. Let's not do anything we'll regret later.
Regret? Ah, I see.
I feel a cold chill from him as he backs away and turns in the opposite direction.
So, what's next?
I suppose we go back down to the ground floor unless there's anything else here.
No, I suppose there's nothing else to say.
I wonder what the
There's
downstairs
certainly nothing
are
of
on the
use
other
in this
floor.
fucking office building.
My heart falls as I lead August back the way we came. In truth, I'm disappointed too, and I don't know where to go from here. It seems like there were stairs down from the well, they call it the second floor, but I would call it the first floor because, you know. We quickly descend through the strange upper floors of City Hall. We don't stop to look in any more rooms or try to find any more clues. We're eager to leave this hollow place, and we barely hesitate when we reach the hole in the floor leading down to the first story. August is the first to descend, jumping down on my desk. As soon as he drops into the room, a strange look passes over his face. I'm right behind him, though, so when he speaks up, it's too late.
Wait.
Erica. No, she's... I drop down into the office and immediately spot her. Oh, okay. Charlotte Mateo is standing right there next to the detention cell with Liam. I see a pair of handcuffs lying on the floor, still snapped shut. How did Liam escape without opening them? Oh, well, this is quite the surprise. Charlotte, what are you doing here?
Well,
What do you think? Slapping sounds. Oh, is it a bit loud? I mean, we were jumping. Also, hi, Jessie. I know it's not picking up my washing machine, which just suddenly started whirring. I can't hear the background sounds because of all the extraneous noise in my flat. But I can tell that there is background noise. But it was probably because we were climbing through a ceiling. What do you think? Liam's cell door swings open as he slowly emerges into the room. I really can't believe I let you lock up my dear brother for so long. You can't do this, Charlotte. Liam killed someone. He has to face justice. If Patel doesn't have the rule of law, then...
Hope is evil.
Come on, Erica. You think she'll listen to that kind of reason?
boring.
I'm tired of playing around. It was fun for a while, and maybe if you hadn't stuck your nose in everything, we could have kept going. I can't hear. Oh yeah, there is like a slapping noise in the background. Kind of like a fan or something. But I'm done pretending the world didn't end. What do you mean?
Listen.
She means that we're going to take our rightful place here in Battelle.
Oh, Erica.
That's right, Erica. I have asked Mayor Ward to step down. I will act as mayor in his stead. Furthermore, you're fired. Julian will serve as Battelle sheriff. Actually, that's quite an annoying noise. I'll turn that down. No, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, the sound... I don't know what that noise is, but that's quite annoying. Liam is pardoned for his actions. After all, we just know you framed him because of your friendship with this lunatic. You can't do this.
Are you looking to get hurt?
Of course I can. Who's going to stop me? Maybe there will be some unease at first, but people will come around when they realize they have no choice. I will not yet you saddle me with that sloppy, meaningless killing. Before I can tell him he should hold back, August grabs a letter opener off my desk and rushes towards Charlotte. August is strong and clever, but right now he's also flustered and unprepared. Charlotte effortlessly sidesteps him and grabs his wrist. She twists, forcing him to drop the letter opener. I reach for my gun, but it's not fast enough. Liam is at my side, wresting the weapon from my hand. I wasn't ready. The pistol clatters to the floor, and in an instant we're both subdued. Liam has his fangs at my throat. Charlotte holds August in a similar fashion, ready to bite. Yeah, I mean, mystery, I guess. Just a little bit of a very loud repetitive noise. Yes. So what do we do about these two?
I love seeing them
The easy
dance.
thing. Oh, I'd bid you to kill them, display the sheriff like one of the Heartbreaker victims, and say that we finally dealt with the killer.
What?
No, don't you think that's a little bit harsh? Maybe it's not harsh enough. It will just continue our little charade of law and order. No, the city needs to know precisely what their place is. Besides, these two hated it in betrayal. It'd be too keen to let them escape, even in death. I want them to see precisely what we do to this town.
I'm not sure.
It seems risky.
You're
It's
mine.
not. Do you see how quickly we subdued them? They'll never be a threat to us again. We could just lock them up like they did to me. Good idea, brother dearest. But first, you must be very hungry, no?
Yeah.
I have been here for so long. Go ahead, I am sure you're famished. I feel a flash of pain as Liam sinks his teeth into me, then everything goes black. Ow! When I wake up, my whole body hurts. I can tell Liam took a whole lot of blood from me. My back is stiff from lying on the floor of the jail cell. I look over to the beds. August is sprawled on one of them. His neck has 2 dark red puncture wounds near his right shoulder. August, are you awake? Do you mean literally? Or metaphorically? Because both. There was nothing we could do. They were so strong. We never stood a chance, did we? I don't think we did.
Reductio
There were
ad
wolves, we were
absurdum.
sheep. All along, everything I've ever done. I was just a blippin' sheep. How long have I been out? Over a day. Charlotte and Julian just went home before sunrise. They've already begun. They announced a new order of things. We're their cattle now. Their cattle?
So,
When they reveal what they were, a few people tried to fight back. Their heads are on sticks outside of City Hall. Do I want to know who? No, you don't. What do we do?
I suppose.
We don't do anything, Erica. We're lucky they let us live, though I don't know how long that will last. The vampires didn't just win the game. They wrote the rules from the beginning. We never stood a chance. I suppose you're right. What do we do now?
Now then.
We do whatever they let us do. Whatever they want us to do, it's their world now. We just live in it. Oh! Oh! That was an ending. That was not a good ending. Oh, okay. That was only an hour. That was less than an hour. It seemed like there were more chapters. Okay, we may have to backtrack to that. No! And it also didn't really give us any answers. We're going to have to pick a vampire as our companion. Also, hi Stu. Yeah, so we've got to save from when we picked our companion. And everyone was like, oh yeah, pick the serial killer, we don't want to pick the vampires. But what happens if we pick a vampire? Indeed, afternoon. So, I don't know if I want to do all the voicey things. You've unlocked new story options. To get a better ending, you can replay this path from the main menu. Okay. Okay, let's see what we can do. Okay. Oh, so... Interesting. Oops. Not what I meant to do. I was trying to see if there are any more pages. There are not. Well, it just has play August Path, so we'll do that, I guess. See what that does? I don't know. I mean, I got all the achievements. Lord, grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Reinhold Niebuhr. This better not take me back to the very beginning. But let's see what happens now. Okay. I almost don't believe what I'm doing as I write down August's name on the letter. Is this really the person I want to help me solve the mystery? Oh no, those are just scenes like the cutscene-y thing. That we unlocked during this playthrough. Okay, so this is what we've... Yeah, so the basic thing with any of these visual novels is you usually have a bunch of sort of scene art that you unlock as you unlock the scenes, and that shows in the gallery. So we've not unlocked very much. So this takes us back to...
Erica?
the picky thing. Okay. Right, let's just go back to the main menu because... Can we? So, yeah, so basically scenes we've unlocked are... This is the very beginning where August threatened our friend. Well, not our friend. He wasn't really our friend. Okay, I hate it when the... You know, he gave us a hug. We had a shirtless pose by the river. He kissed us. It was not consensual. And then for Julian, we had him biting Maddie and some stuff, but lots of stuff that's not unlocked. Same with Maddie, we only got a few bits. Liam, and we didn't get anything that's special. So we only have Play August's Path unlocked. I can't change it, so we can only pick this again. So I sort of wanted to know what happens if we pick someone different, but also is this going to give us something different? So let's whiz through the stuff we already did, because I already read
Erica?
this last week.
I guess. Right. Ugh.
I don't know if this is going to actually produce anything different.
Erica. My friend. Well... Oh? Marvelous. You have me all.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to give us anything different. You know, there are these paths, but it's not going to give us anything different. But what we can do is we can load up the choice. Chapter 6, you see. So that was chapter 8, you see. We never got chapters 9 and 10. I was expecting it to be much longer. Yeah, so this double save here is my choice. So I feel if we pick a human, we're just going to get the same... Well, we've already picked August. If we pick Maddie, we're going to get a similar ending. I feel like we need to pick a vampire. But then, you know, this is way back in chapter 6. It just didn't explain why there were spires. Just the vampires took over and that was it. Okay. I'm just gonna see if I can find a little bit of information about the extras. Just to see if it would make a difference. It's just because I don't have time, really. It said something about like a new game plusy thing or something. I don't know. I mean, most of these are usually like trophy guides. It's like, oh, you need to go through this thing. It takes whatever. It's like, I don't want a trophy guide. You know, the easiest solution to get to a quick ending is apparently to pick August, but, you know, I don't want a quick thing. What I want is that walkthrough I found earlier. Told me how many chapters there were. Community guide. Okay. Okay, so there's a common route up to this choice in chapter 6. Various people liking various other people. So Julian route gives us a chapter 10. Liam route gives us a chapter 10. Maddie's route gives us a chapter 10. Apparently, August routes also gives us a chapter 10, except that... Oh. No? Maybe. It seems to be about, you know... There's a new game plus. There's also apparently post-credit scenes, but we got a bad ending, I feel. Well, I mean, obviously, Jesse. I'm just trying to figure out if I have a save game that I can go back to. Maybe if I'd have kissed him? Did we make a choice there? We did make a save game at least once today. I suppose you could go back and try and see if we kiss him, if we get a thing. Since we seem to be committed to this stupid August route. Malkesh. No, I'm not confused. I thought there were 10 chapters and then there wasn't. I just ended in chapter 8, so it's like obviously there was something. I'm just seeing if there's any answers. But apparently... You know, it might be related to the Echoes of the Fae series, and we never get the answers about what are the towers, where did they come from, who raised them, and why. So it is related to that other game by the devs, which I haven't played. I don't remember anything like this. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, alright. I'm gonna try... Yeah, no, I know that's the achievement completion, but you know me. I'm not really a, just do the achievements and leave it. What I want is, okay. What I want is, so, I'm gonna load this save, because I think this is the, yeah. No, I mean, I knew that. Okay.
No, I must be missing something. Nothing makes any sense. It should have made sense to me. I should... My role in all of this.
Okay, so we're going to go back and let him kiss us, even though I disagree with that, and see if that makes any difference. Because it's just before the ending anyway, so...
Everything. My purpose. The reason I came here.
I don't know how you do the New Game Plus thing, or what have you, but we may as well just see if we can just get a little bit further. Otherwise, I guess I can end the stream early. I do have to finish packing, and I do really want to play the final chapter of Life is Strange, but I can do that on holiday. But I don't really want to just, you know, leave you with an hour of stream and then 10 minutes of me staring at my laptop. So, let's try again.
Right in time for the contingency.
August, this doesn't sound like you. You sound like you believe in destiny or something. Haven't you always prescribed chaos or something like that?
Even chaos needs a catalyst. I'm supposed to serve it. Why else did I end up here, right before the towers rose? Why did we suddenly find a way to climb City Hall? Today. 5 stories so far. Dozens of rooms. Thousands of pages of documents. And it's all just meaningless nonsense!
We have just done this, so...
There was no reason. They were supposed... Don't. I thought... It's all me. I mean everything.
I didn't think this was where I'd saved. I thought I'd saved on a different choice, but hey.
I suppose I knew legend. I have to... It's a
But yeah, we never get an answer on the Spires. I just had a quick look on a discussion board. So let's just get to a slightly better ending than we get eaten by vampires.
Don't use them. That's not my... It was all... I told you that I've changed. That's what you wanted, right?
I want to take this town back.
You're fucking right, Erica. It's not going to be easy.
Vampires. Right, okay. So then he kisses me.
Erica.
So apparently, if we're on the good ending path, we get this option. So kiss him again. We made all the August loved it choices, apparently. So, out of much protest, I grab him and pull his lips back to mine. Soon his arms are around me and mine around him. He pulls me close with ferocious strength, as if afraid an invisible force will try and pull us apart. I find myself fumbling at the buttons of his shirt. I'm not finished when he impatiently yanks it off, popping the remaining buttons off. Okay, this might get a little, you know. He's even more eager to take off my clothes, and I hear a small rip as my jacket comes off. I find I don't care. He moves me from the wall to a desk, and then pushes me down forcefully. Okay. Yeah. Apparently we are eager to ride this storm wherever it takes me. Fade to black, thank you. There we go, now we have chapter 9. Wonderful. So because I didn't want to kiss a serial killer and balked at consent, I got eaten by a vampire. But apparently the way to get to chapter 9 is to kiss. Hi, Lady McGree. Yeah, you walked in at a moment. Sometime later, we're both naked, exhausted and bruised, apparently, while sprawled across an office desk. But at least we didn't get eaten by vampires. August sits up and stares out the window. Suddenly he seems quite distant, as if drifting into another world. August?
Huh?
That was unexpected,
Yes.
but I enjoyed it.
Well...
So did I. He looks away again. I start to feel awkward and uncomfortable. August, what's wrong?
I'm lost.
I don't know. Sorry, I'm not used to this sort of thing. I trail my finger down his arm, trying to return warmth to our exchange. Seemed experienced to me.
I suppose.
Sex, perhaps. Intimacy? No. My finger stops on his arm and drops again. He catches my hand and lifts it back up. Now his gaze meets mine, all too present, penetrating with pure sunlight. He puts my hand against his chest and I feel his heart beating rapidly.
Erica.
You know who I am and you accept it. I stiffen. This time I'm the one that pulls away. I can't bear the intensity of his gaze any longer. Don't you? I'm coming to terms with it. You killed bad people. Yes and no. Don't justify it, Erica. I killed because all people are bad. I killed because no one should feel safe.
Please.
Erica, look at me. Stealing myself, I do.
My friend.
I am not a good person. No, but maybe you're right. Maybe you served an important purpose. He squeezes my hand tightly, his lips curling into a smile. Or you're a psychopath, and those murders were meaningless cruelties. His grip and face stiffen. Either way, Battelle needs you now, and so do I. He leans forward and kisses me again. His lips strong and almost crushing. His hand moves to my arm, pushing me back down on the desk. With reluctance, I push him away again. Which means you and I have work to do.
Erica.
He grips both of my shoulders tightly. Blip destiny, blip order, blip chaos. I don't give a shit anymore.
Tell me what you want.
I serve no one but you now, Erica. You have given me purpose. You're my anchor to substance and meaning. You are the spark that keeps me burning. Okay, dude, calm down. I blush. Heat heats my cheeks. August, please. You want to take this town back, I agree. I do not accept the Battelles as my puppet masters. Let's rip out their hearts and burn their bleeping mansion to the ground. Whoa, slow down.
I'm here for
I'll do
you.
as you say, Erica, but I don't recommend half measures. I know, but I need some time to think about this. I understand. Take all the time you need. Anything in particular you'd like to discuss while we have the time? Okay, let's drop a save. Huh? Maybe we accidentally loaded the autosave instead of the save point that I'd made. Either which way, it was pretty much in the right point and didn't have to climb up all those stairs, so that was handy. Okay, ask about Maddie first. What do we do about Maddie? I don't know what you
well.
mean. Do you think we need to do something about Miss Grey? Well, The thing that annoys me with this game mostly is the partial voicing. It's like, just do all the voice. Just do all the voice, so I don't have to try and imitate it, because I can't. And I don't know who Matt Berry is, so that doesn't help me. Sorry. No. She was being used by the Battales for a while. And the whole fucking town has been used by the Battales. I suppose, just as far as I can tell, she's on our side. You opened her eyes to what was being done to her, now she's angry. I don't think you see how angry she is. I know this, Jessie. I'm not saying it isn't, just it annoys me. I'm allowed to have an opinion. I don't.
My friend.
She can be radicalized, Erica, believe me. I'm surprised. I figured you would just want this to be the two of us. I want part of this to be the two of us, but Miss Grey is smart and she hates the vampires. She'll be with us when we move, no matter what kind of move we make. We can use all the allies we get.
Of course.
That's right. Any other matters to attend to before we return to City Hall proper? What do you think we should do with Liam? He's still restrained in his cell. Don't think he is anymore.
Well...
I think you know what I'm going to say, Erica. I don't know how I feel about killing a tied-up prisoner.
But...
He's a tied-up vampire. Although, it's a risk, but we might be able to get some information from him. The truth is, we still don't know their precise weaknesses. It seems like a waste not to try and talk to him. You think he'll talk to you?
No.
No, of course not. That's ridiculous. But he might talk to you. I think we may have let that ship sail when we tied him up.
I believe...
I don't think so. He's impulsive and not as smart as you. If he thinks you've turned on me, it might quickly get you back into his good graces. In fact, it might make you trust him even more than you did before. So you want me to pretend that we're not working together? I don't know. It can't be that simple. We'll come up with a plan when we get back and really sell it. This almost sounds like fun. I'm glad we agree. Any other thoughts? Julian and Charlotte? No matter what we do, Julian and Charlotte will be our biggest threat. They're much stronger than us. And they're also awfully confident in that strength. It's not without reason.
I believe...
The greatest swordsman in the world shouldn't fear the second greatest swordsman in the world. They should fear a determined buffoon who just picked up their first sword. What? We don't have to be stronger than them or faster. We just have to surprise them with the fact that they're willing to fight them at all, and show them something they'd never expect. What's your plan for that? I'm still working on it, but we should have time. They think we're sheep, and this whole matter with the church will give us cover to devise our next steps. I hope you're right. And anything else you want to discuss? No, I think it's about time we head back. It's getting late. Okay, before we head back, because we had that whole disruption with the where's my next chapter? Oh, we're now enslaved by vampires. I'm just going to take a quick tea break because I keep yawning and I'm probably dehydrated. So I'm going to remedy that by making some nice hot tea. So I'll be probably 3 or 4 minutes, but I'll leave you with an ad if you're not subbed, or just the void of teadom. But I will be back soon. Enjoy. Okay, I brewed me tea, we're back. On Semi-Naked Guy. Right, okay. Sorry about the interruption. Well, not so much. I needed tea and bathroom. So, now we have tea. It is hot. Hopefully that will help. Also turned off the dehumidifier to reduce the amount of noise, because, you know, it's hard to deal with the background noise. It's still pretty warm in here, but it's not as humid as it was. But yay, tea, exactly. I have caramel roibers today. Which I don't think... I think I've had it... Well, I've had it at least once because the packet was open, but I can't remember. I basically discovered I have... So a lot of teas in my cupboard. So I went, right, well, I need to try them all and check that I still like them and that they're okay. So I'm slowly working my way through, and I'm about 90% done now. I might actually give myself a bit of a variety. I mean, I still really like a couple of my teas, and I do drink them predominantly, but it's nice to have choice. No, I think it's time we head back. It's getting late. Ah, yeah. I think I'm going to play that on my Thursday stream when I'm back. Because it was adorable when I was playing it for the demo. So I might do that when I get back on my Thursday stream. I also have a lot of teas in my drawers as well, Jessie, but these are teas that you drink, not teas that you wear. I have lots of both of them. And they are alternately tasty and or cute, depending on which spelling you go with. In fact, I have so many teas that I found a thing that I'd filled with teas, and I'm like, oh my god, I have even more than I thought of. And I was like, oh, that's where that t-shirt went that I was looking for. I forgot I put it in here. So I really need to sort them out. There's some that I don't wear anymore because either, well, I don't like the design or the colour, or it just doesn't fit properly. So I need to be brutal, but I don't have time to be brutal. What I need to do is firstly have my week and a half out of London, which will be lovely, and then when I come back, sort out stuff slowly. Is it a gaming related new t-shirt today, Jessie?
Whatever you say.
Sounds good to me. We get dressed and I make some attempt to straighten my hair and regain my composure. August does not, simply grinning through his dishevelled hair and clothes. I'm guessing... Hollow Knight? And I said that before Ulkesh's thingy came through, even though... Because you'll be able to see it timing on the video. Or I said it as. Yes, Jessie, we would. That's why we asked. If we ask pretty please, can we see a picture? We quickly descend through the strange upper floors of City Hall. We don't stop to look in any more rooms or try to find any more clues. We're eager to leave this hollow place, and we barely hesitate when we reach the hole in the floor leading down to the first story. Are we gonna descend to vampires again? Oh, well, I mean, if you're streaming, then yes, of course. But it's hard, because you're only tiny in the stream. You should zoom your camera in more, so there's more of you. Because we took our time having sex, twice, the vampires already left. So it's because I didn't want to be sexually assaulted, that I got killed and we got the bad ending. I disagree with that. You know. But hey, you know. Sometimes you have to... I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to get more story and not just have it ending where we get taken over by vampires. So, there we go. I go down first. I look towards the cell where Liam should be restrained and gasp. Oh, bleep.
What?
What is it? He descends into the police station and sees what I see.
That's not right.
Liam's gone. The cell door is halfway open, a key dangling from the lock as if to taunt us. There's no trail, no sign of where he went or how he got a key. He's just gone.
Ugh.
Well, this throws off what little of a plan we had. Who would have let him go? Not Maddie, I'm sure of it.
I suppose.
I suppose anyone could have done it if they had a key to the office in the cell. Who has those? No one else, as far as I know. There were multiple keys at one point. I know back in the first couple of weeks I saw 3 different sheriff deputies with them. You know that because you were trying to get them to let you go.
Of course.
I wanted to see what was going on outside. I knew I wasn't going to escape this bleeping town until someone took action. Okay, I guess it's time to regroup and come up with a plan. Let's make sure Maddie is okay and start talking about what's next.
Yes.
Sounds good to me, though we should watch our back. Liam might be looking for some revenge. I guess if you got a really big hook on a pole, you could probably pull back some of the bodies that got their heads exploded to get keys off them. Fortunately, we found Maddie's house looking undisturbed. We knock on the door and she takes a few minutes, but answers it with bleary, tired eyes. Sheriff, what's going on? Liam's missing. Do you know what happened?
What?
When did this happen? Wait, what time is it? August grabs Maddie's arm and pulls her close suddenly. I'm about to intervene when I realise what he's staring at. 2 small puncture holes in Maddie's neck.
Unfortunately.
Maddie, it appears you've been compromised again.
Huh?
What? She reaches to put a hand over the wound on her neck, then she sways, her eyes losing focus. I reach over to help August support her before she can fall over. Let's get inside. Right. We're back on track now. We're in chapter 9. We're going to get a happy ending. Happy ending, even though technically we already got a happy ending. Yeah, twice. We're going to get a better ending to the story than an hour in going, oh, okay. But we have got all the achievements. So, this is just purely for satisfaction. Oh, did you like my double entendre there? I thought it was quite clever. We help Maddie get comfortable inside and refresh her with a strong cup of coffee. Then we explain to her what happened, omitting the specific reason August and I spent so much time in the upper floors of City Hall. Unfortunately, we found nothing useful, and while we were gone, Liam escaped.
Perhaps.
It's possible Liam escaped alone, but I doubt it. Either Julian or Charlotte must have helped him. One of them must have bitten you and worked their magic over your memories. At least they directed you back to your home rather than the grave. God damn it! Can you remember anything from today that might be a clue?
What happened to me?
I don't know. Can I even trust what I remember? I feel like I had a dream about Liam and Charlotte, so I think Charlotte must have been there. Did you really find nothing in the upper floors of City Hall? It's just garbage. It may be garbage from another world, but it's still useless to us in our circumstances. We're much more concerned with the vampire problem. Has anyone played the other game by these people? Echoes of the Fae. I think it's a US only title, so I get to switch regions on my other console to be able to play it. It has like magic and stuff in. I don't remember it very well. It was a while ago I played it. Like several years. Like pre-pandemic. Everything pre-pandemic just feels so long ago. So, yeah. Excuse me. No, sadly we haven't. Yeah, adventure vibes. I remember there was... I think it was more of a point and click. Probably why I played it. I vaguely remember we were a detective, but it was magical. We turned into a cat! If it's the game I'm thinking of. Is that someone I'm thinking of, right? We turned into a cat or something. Maybe. But we were a fairy or something and we turned into a cat. And I don't really remember much more. There was someone missing, possibly. But yeah, it was good, but it might be a crossover universe here. From what I could tell in one of the sort of spoiler threads, that some of the characters from that appear in this, maybe. Possibly. I was just trying to figure out if it gave me answers. It doesn't tell me why the spires appear, but at least we'll get a proper ending. But yeah, sadly, Lady Magritte, we've not always been a pandemic. There was the before times when, you know, you could go into places without worrying that strangers who refused to put a piece of cloth over their face would kill you. or go on public transport for the same reason, or I mean, there was also the before times where going to visit family didn't cause so much stress. But yeah. Anyway. Oh no. Oh, Jesse. The actual travelling part, because you could just get on a train, and you could go on a tube to get on a train. I mean, it was still stressful, but it was, because the travel was stressful rather than, people. I mean, obviously seeing family can be stressful, don't get me wrong. But this particular, I'm going to see my grandpa. My grandpa is not stressful. My grandpa is lovely. I'd be able to get the train to go and see him, and now I have to drive, and there's petrol concerns. I don't know what the bad meme... I don't think I want to know what the bad meme thing is, Jesse, but yeah, getting into an argument on Facebook, literally, I have it for family, and posting random pictures that I post to Instagram, and work. That is it. So yeah, but no, I'm looking forward to going to see my grandpa, but yeah, the actual act of getting up there is both now expensive and stressful, especially with some panic buying people with petrol, and I'm like, all I want to be able to do is have a full tank to be able to get up there, and I don't even know if that's going to be a thing, so yeah. So yeah, we're finishing this story, and then I gotta finish packing, and then hopefully tomorrow will not be a stress. Hopefully. Boop. Did I? Alright, we're much more concerned about the vampire problem. That's right. Not only did Liam escape jail, but before that we learned that Charlotte has been faking the BRS letters. The Batales have been manipulating us for quite some time. I'm more certain than ever that they're responsible for the disappearance of Jessica and Gary, and those poor kids are probably dead.
It's crazy!
Bleeping vampires, they can't get away with this. August and I exchanged glances, surprised by the heat of Maddie's outburst. I want to help. The Batales must be stopped, but how?
A priori.
One thing that's consistent against most vampire stories is that the weak point is their heart. Fortunately, you have me. I realised that Maddie hasn't yet heard that August admit his true nature. Are you saying you're... Yes, Maddie. He's the heartbreaker, he confessed. Maddie turns pale and gulps. August glowers.
Don't call me that.
I was the so-called heartbreaker, gravely misunderstood, but all that matters now is that I plan to remove vampire hearts rather than human ones. August, we may not have to remove anyone's hearts. The Batales broke the law. If we can just prove that to everyone, then maybe we can break their control over the town.
I don't think so.
That, but I'm listening. What do you suggest we do next, Erica? Maddie and August both look at me expectantly. I think we should call a town meeting. We need to announce that Liam has escaped from jail.
Right.
And we should finally tell everyone that the Batales are vampires. No, I still think that would only lead to panic.
What?
The Batales are members of the Lucian Church. We spent the whole day listening to complaints between Christians and Lucians. Surely some of them could be convinced that the Batales are vampires, just based on their faith.
Well...
Forgive me, but I think you're suggesting that we essentially commit some form of blood libel against the Lucians. We're not going to talk about vampires, but you make a good point, Maddie. We already have some conflict brewing that would work against the Batales, the Lucian Church.
Of course.
I knew I was right to research churches from the beginning. I resist the urge to roll my eyes. I will roll my eyes. And my head, because, yeah. The Batales use the Lucian Church to stay connected to the town. They're social leaders within the church. If we hurt the Lucians, maybe we hurt their credibility. Maddie, were there any complaints you could think we could use to close the Lucian Church somehow? We need an excuse to launch an investigation or something like that. I mean, we have the Bible. Yeah, I think I know just the thing. Right. Okay. Oh, yawn. I prepare my announcements for the town, then I talk to Mayor Ward at City Hall. I know that the Batales hold sway over Mayor Ward, but this time he's happy to help me call an emergency town meeting. I suspect his loyalty to the Batales has been shaken ever since the murder of the Principal Vincent. I go home for a short while to sort my thoughts and get what sleep I can. Am I really ready to wage war against the Patales? Am I really falling in love with the Heartbreaker? No. No, not that last one. That would be a bit shit. I prefer taking action over ruminating, so as soon as it's time, I make my way to City Hall, the emergency town gathering. Thank you for gathering here under short notice. Sheriff Wright has some concerning news to share with you all. I take my place at the makeshift podium and face the small crowd of townsfolk. Thank you, Mayor. As most of you know, Liam Batale confessed to the murder of Terry Vincent and was then confined in the precinct prison. Today he escaped from his cell. Gasps and murders roil the gathering. My deputies and I are doing what we can to find and detain him. In the meantime, if you have any information about Liam's whereabouts, please share it immediately. Please do not attempt to apprehend Liam yourself. He is a dangerous fugitive and must be avoided at all costs. More murmurs and whispers. Meanwhile, there is another matter I'd like to address. Yesterday, many of you came here to file complaints against your neighbours. Most of those conflicts stemmed from religious disagreements. My deputies and I plan to address and resolve as many complaints as possible, but one in particular needs to be addressed before the others. It has come to our attention that someone made an attack against the Anointed Lucian Church, also known as Batale United Modal, led by Pastor Kimberly. This attack affected the gas lines and makes the building dangerous. Therefore, the building must be closed to all civilians until further notice. The murmurs from the crowd are much angrier this time, including a few angry yells. You can't stop us from worshipping! The last Christians did this, they should be punished! We will do what we can to resolve the situation as soon as possible. Until then, the Lucian church grounds are closed. Thank you. I step away from the podium and return to my companions, ignoring the angry shouts of the crowd around me. Mayor Ward scowls furious at me, hissing under his breath. We didn't discuss that, you can't close a church. I'm just closing the building temporarily. This will cause a lot of trouble, tensions at church are high enough already, not to mention the Batales. A smirk tugs at the side of my face. Yeah, I'm aware the Batales won't be pleased. I glance over at August and Maddie. Maddie nods back at me with grim resolve, but August sulks and looks away. I don't have time to think about August's reaction because we're soon flooded by townsfolk, personally voicing their frustrations. We do our best to disperse the crowd, stating we only want to hear information about Liam Batale's whereabouts. Eventually our diligence pays off. Maddie directs me to the postman, Fred. Sheriff, if I tell you something, will you promise not to tell the Batales I'm the source? I promise, Fred. What do you know? Yesterday I was passing by the Batale clinic, you know, the old vet, and I saw Charlotte leaving with someone. He was hunched into a white hoodie, so I didn't see his face or hair, but from his build and gait I think it might have been Liam Batale. What time did this happen? About 7 o'clock last night, I think. Which direction did they go from the clinic? Towards the Batale mansion, like you'd think. I see. Thank you for this information, Fred. I seek out August. He's sulking near the corner of the street. What is it? You don't like this plan?
Are you sure?
The gas line. You think they're going to buy that? They don't have to buy it long. We have a lead.
Oh?
Oh? The postman saw Liam Batale sneaking around the clinic.
Oh, this is interesting.
That's where he gets his blood, right? I'm starting to think of how we can really hurt him. Let's just start by asking a few more questions, okay? I suppose. August is restless as we make our way to the clinic. He spins around and taps his heels against the pavement of the street. I can tell he wants to be doing something else. Anything else, but this is the lead we have. Nurse Kathleen was not at the town meeting because she was in the midst of treating a patient. That works in our favour because we arrive in her office as she's wrapping up. August casually sits down, draping his leg over the arm of one of the chairs.
Hello there.
It's been a few months, Kathy. How have you been? Mr. Flynn, I take it now that you are free, you don't have to entertain yourself by making up fake diseases and claiming to have them.
You have me all wrong.
I did that once. Are you ever going to let it go? You were trying to humiliate me.
No.
I was doing no such thing. I was trying to put my hands on some stimulants to help me pass the time. I know that the train brings you amphetamine salts every so often. Enough. That's not why we're here, Kathleen. We know Liam Patel was here recently. We know you supply him with blood. Because he's a vampire. Sheriff Wright, I feel like... We don't care what you feel like. What?
That won't work.
I am sick of dancing around the matter. I like to dance, but not like this. August, you out... No. No, Erica, this woman has enabled them. The mayor just looked the other way, bad enough, but she collected our blood and fed it to those monsters. And now she's going to tell us everything we know. Or we're going to take her blood and feed it to the plants outside. August! He jumps up from his casual pose on the chair. Before I can do anything, he's a knife pointed right at Kathleen. Will this help us? We team up with a serial killer.
Wake up!
Do you understand the situation you are in, you petty bourgeoisie collaborator? I want to stop him. Well, I don't. I remember how I felt when Kathleen clearly lied to me about the reason she was collecting so much blood. Was he right? Was her willingness to act as a conduit for our blood just as bad as the vampire's use of it? After all, they needed to take our blood to live. She didn't. I let it play out. Sheriff, what are you doing? Stop him! I don't. Here's the thing, Kathy. The police only protect for what they want from threats they deem worthy of stopping. For once, they've decided not to protect the Patels stealing from this town, and probably because the only cops realise what it is they're defending. Flippin' vampires. He pushes the knife closer to her neck. I'll tell myself I'm stopping before he really hurts her. But I'm not convinced I will, especially when... Okay, I know what they did. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
So,
You admit they are vampires. They're vampires. You admit you took the blood of innocent people and gave it to them just because they said they needed it. I
The
did.
world won't miss
Tell me
you.
what you can do to justify letting you live. August, you don't have to. I do, and you know I do. I kept logs. Logs? Blood in, blood out is not much, but if you want, you can have it. Just don't hurt me. He puts away his knife. He seems disappointed. It will do. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry. She pulls a small logbook out of her desk and hands it over. I quickly page through it, and she's right, it isn't much. It's a lot of vague numbers without many descriptions. This will be hard to interpret. Can you tell us how much each vampire needs to consume on average? Oh, sure, I know some calculations in my head, but I can write that down for you. She takes the ledger back and jots down some notes with a shaky hand. I retrieve the ledger and give it another look. I'm convinced it's all she can give us for now, so I nod to August.
There's nowhere to go.
One day, when this is over, you will have to admit your crimes or face my knife again. Do you understand that? Kathleen doesn't respond. She just nods.
now then.
Where did Liam go? Who was with him? He was here with Charlotte to get blood. I think they just went back to the mansion. I don't really know. Anything else we need to ask her, Erica? I think she's given us everything she can. So do I. He turns back to Kathleen. It's dark outside, Kathy. Hope they don't discover you've betrayed them. With that, we leave. After leaving the clinic, August and I make our way home. A heavy silence follows us for a while until finally... Are you all right?
Huh?
You've been sulking all night, and then you blew up on Kathleen. You shouldn't have treated her like that. She isn't...
But-
She took our blood and gave it to them. Okay, I admit that was a bit satisfying, but something else is bothering you. I already explained. I don't like this plan, but I will abide by your decision. August? His arms wrap around me suddenly. I lose my balance and fall against him as he pulls me close. Never mind. I don't care. He buries his head against my neck, kissing my throat and nipping it gently. Excitement rushes through me, but I try to regain my balance. August, we're still near the middle of
Come
town.
here.
So, your place or mine? Right, mine. Wouldn't want to mortify your roommate. I pull back from him, struggling to gather my thoughts. Part of me wants to follow August home and stumble into bed with him, but I also want to be cautious and careful, as always. Yes, as always. August seems to sense my inner dilemma. His hands reach out to clasp mine. I mean, the fact that he's a serial killer, you know, just... Maybe we shouldn't have picked August. Much more fun with Maddie. But chat wanted August, so we got August. It's okay.
Erica.
Carpe diem, America. We're antagonizing vampires. We could die at any moment. Oh my god. Damn right you could. August and I both turn with a start. A dark figure steps out the shadows and into the light. August's hand reaches towards his hip. My hand moves towards my holster.
No.
Stop right there, both of you. Not another fucking move.
Oh?
Or what? You don't want to find out. He walks a little closer, looking us up and down. Eventually, his eyes settle on me. Hurt and betrayal simmer in his gaze.
Not cool.
A dangerous fugitive. What the hell, Erica? You are dangerous and a fugitive. I didn't want anyone to get hurt.
But
I turned myself in willingly. Doesn't that count for anything? Not if you break out. You killed an innocent woman, Liam.
damn it!
And what about this asshole? Liam points at August. He killed more. I'm not a danger to the people of Battail. He is. This isn't a competition.
Well...
I disagree. There's only one cell in Battail after all. My stomach twists with fear when I see the mischievous smirk on August's face, but then he holds his hand up in surrender. Whatever it is, I lose. After all, at the end of the day, I'm a human, you're a vampire. What hope do I have against that?
Huh?
That's not the point. Isn't it, though? The only reason you can threaten an armed sheriff and her companion is because you're a vampire and you could overpower us both on a whim.
Listen.
Just because I can harm you doesn't mean I will. I just want to go back to being a normal citizen of this town.
I don't think so.
You were never a normal citizen. You're a Battail. You live in a mansion towering over everyone else.
Hey!
I'm adopted and everyone knows it. I have to fight every day for respect and I want it back. Liam looks at me, again pointing an angry finger at August. Put him back in jail, Erica. Clear my name. That's what's safest for Battail right now. I don't respond to ultimatums, Liam. If you don't, then my family and I will do it for you. So you're threatening me? I'm just telling you what will happen.
Unfortunately.
He's right, Erica. We're no match for the Battails. If putting me back in jail will get them to stand down, you should do it. Both Liam and I gape at August in surprise, in disbelief. You really agree to this, August?
But
what choice do I have? We're outmatched.
this is shady.
I don't trust you, Heartbreaker, so I'll see to this myself. Erica, give me the handcuffs. Reluctantly, I hand them over. I still wonder what August is playing at. Holds up his wrists, waiting patiently for the cuffs. Don't try anything stupid, August. Liam studies August for a moment, looking for a trap. And he goes in with the cuffs. August dips suddenly, turning his body as if to roll sideways, but sweeping against Liam's legs in the process. Even though I suspected a trap, I'm still surprised. So is Liam, who trips forward despite his fast reflexes. Liam recovers quickly, though, baring his fangs and coiling to pounce. August is still on the ground and vulnerable. I draw my weapon and cock it. Don't move.
Careful now.
Careful, Liam. Those bullets are silver. I struggle to hide my own surprise. Silver? Silver? My bullets aren't silver. Why would they be? But Liam's reaction is one of shocking fear. He stares at my gun with newfound terror. While he's distracted, August launches suddenly from the ground behind Liam. I see a flash of light reflecting against metal, and then I hear Liam yell with pain. August drives Liam face first to the ground. His hand holds a knife deep in Liam's back. Liam struggles to turn around, but is clearly in pain. August yanks out the knife, prompting another cry from Liam. Then August lifts it up and aims for another strike. August, no! Liam scrambles out of August's grasp. Then he pauses. Instinctively, I sense Liam about to attack again. I aim my shot at the ground near his feet. So if we get silver bullets, but silver bullets are generally a werewolf thing, not a vampire thing. Wooden bullets, vampire thing. Liam leaps back and vanishes into the darkness. August and I say nothing for a while, watching the shadows for more danger. Eventually,
Now then.
I think I'll stay with you tonight after all. Erica, have you or Stacy invited any of the Battails into your home? No, I don't think so. Let's hope not. All the way home, August and I remain grim and quiet. We watch the darkness constantly, wary of every noise and movement. I resist the urge to talk to him about it until we're safely inside my house. What the hell happened right there, August?
Duh.
I discovered a vampire weakness, that's what. Silver? You think they're weak to silver?
Absolutely.
I first suspected it when I had Charlotte over for breakfast. I purposefully prepared food of various ingredients, such as garlic. Charlotte didn't seem to care, even when I kissed her after eating. Wait, you kissed her?
But-
I used a variety of eating utensils I asked to help me cook. She helped until I handed her a silver knife. She recoiled as if I handed her a bag of dog shit. Tonight, when I realized Liam might best us both in a fight, I decided to test my theory. I devised a reason for you to draw your weapon so I could claim you used silver. Did you see the terror on his face? Finally, I used the silver knife to stab him. I think it worked quite well, don't you? You shouldn't have stopped me. He was in serious pain. I could have finished him right there, Erica. I told you, we don't need to kill them, especially Liam. He's a good person.
Use your brain.
No, he isn't. He killed Principal Vincent. He works with his family to tyrannize this whole town. What do you think will happen next? Erica, do you think the Patales will negotiate with us? At best, they'll kill us. At worst, they'll use their brainwashing powers to control us. To me, that fate is worse than death. If we kill them, we're no better than they are.
Haterus
Sure we are. They're the bad guys. Just kidding. We're all bad guys. That's my point. Let's rewind a moment. You said you kissed Charlotte.
Eric.
Come now, Erica. Jealousy is beneath you. Besides, it was just an experiment. Your kiss was an experiment for garlic. I'm not sure whether that bothers me more or less. I feel like this is a trick question. You're full of tricks, August. You said that tonight. You devised a reason for me to draw my weapon. You manipulated that entire scenario. Well, I manipulated what I could. I knew Liam would eagerly put handcuffs on me, and I knew you'd draw your weapon if we got in a scuffle, so I fought back. I wasn't sure how far I'd get, but I also got to test my silver knife. And now you've made him very, very angry. You should have let me finish him. I'm not sure we get another chance. Erica, I don't understand why you're so upset right now. Do you want to defeat the Patales, or don't you? Yes.
So,
Then you have to fight dirty, and like your life depended on it, because it does. I still want to put pressure on them through the church. Maybe they'll lose their foothold in town and agree to negotiate. Negotiate what? A conservative diet? Either way, I suppose we should get some sleep. I remember the sensual kiss we shared not long ago. I remembered how tempted I was to jump into bed with him. But right now, standing together in my room, we're awkward and stiff. He looks around a moment, frowning.
Well,
Where should I sleep? How about the couch? I could get some blankets for you. Fine, I've had worse. The next morning, Stacey accosts August and I with questions about the town meeting the night before. We shut her down with grumpy replies, then make our way to City Hall. We filled Maddie in on the latest developments, including the ledger we retrieved from Kathleen's office. Someone asked the important questions. I thought silver was supposed to be a werewolf weakness.
life is irrational.
I'm surprised you still expect anything to follow expectation.
Right.
Fair. So where do we find more silver weapons?
Eric.
Surely, Erica, you agree we should be prepared to defend ourselves? Yes, I'm just afraid you'll follow that logic with the best defense is offense.
But-
Oh no, am I growing predictable?
About that.
I feel like I missed something, but August is right, Erica. We should get ready for anything. If we have silver weapons, at least the Patales will hesitate before attacking. Fine, I'll prepare silver bullets, but I'll need to collect more silver first, then visit a welder.
Good call.
Jamie Maddox should be able to help you with that. Good. We also need to study the ledger we received from Nurse Kathleen. Kathleen explained how many litres of blood a vampire needs each month. We should break that down and look for any abnormalities in the blood
I
supply.
can handle this.
I can do that. Call me weird, but I've enjoyed going through paperwork lately. Maybe you could climb into the ceiling tile and look at the weird paperwork upstairs. Very weird indeed. August, you and I should check in on the Lucian Church. We're supposed to be running an investigation after all. Yes. Can we pretend to find something scandalous too? If necessary. I hate to lie, but if a deception can save lives and dismantle the Patales, perhaps it's for the best.
Marvelous.
Excellent. I'll concoct some ideas on the way. I mean, just say we found the other guy's Bible in there. That would produce some scandal. As soon as we step outside.
You looking to get hurt?
And where do you think you two are going? I scowl back at the two vampires, tense for conflict, but August puts on a mischievous grin and waves his hand flippantly.
Hello there.
We're off to investigate the Lucian Church in greater detail. How about you? Oh, what a good timing. We're here to stop you. My hand inches towards my gun, but Julian moves forward at blinding speed, leaning close to me and flashing his teeth.
That would be a mistake.
If you touch that gun, you'll lose your hand. We may not even wait for you to draw the gun. The two of you already stabbed our brother with a silver knife. Perhaps we should do the same to you.
I don't think so.
No. Your brother Liam is a wanton criminal. Surely you won't protect Principal Vincent's killer. What will the townsfolk think? Julian draws back, scowling pointedly.
Enough.
Enough of this. Sheriff Wright, you must clear Liam's name. Tell the people of Battail you made a mistake. August is the true killer. Furthermore, you will stop interfering with the Lucian Church.
But...
Can we not even investigate? Our explanation of the churches has yielded interesting information. For example, we learned that Stacy's silver necklace transformed from a cross to an X when the towers rose.
What?
Who's this? Stacy Grenier?
Fascinating.
We also learned that Liam has been donating large sums of money to the Christian church for quite some time.
What?
I think you mean the Lucian
Tut,
church.
tut.
No, I mean First Baptist. I found proof in Pastor Reese's ledger. What is that little weasel up to now?
We'll figure something out.
We'll settle the matter between ourselves, Erica. You must do as we say. Stop meddling in church affairs. Pin Terry Vincent's murder on August. And if I don't, then you'll deeply regret it.
Oh, spare me.
Oh, come on, you can do better than that. Give us a real threat.
Why?
What's the fun in telling you what we'll do? This way, it'll be a surprise. I'm the Sheriff of the Battail. I will protect its citizens to the best of my ability. That includes bringing justice to Principal Vincent, Jessica Murdoch, and Gary Reed. Think you hold so much power in Battail? That's only because the people believe in your authority. We know that you're getting blood from Nurse Durand. We know that you're wrapped up in the Lucian Church, and you use it to maintain social status. Once we expose all your crimes to the people, we'll see how powerful you really are. Yes, we shall see indeed. She exchanges a look with Julian, and they both slink away. Once they're fully gone, August turns to me with a scowl. What the hell are you doing? Isn't it obvious? I'm bargaining with the only chips you're at our disposal.
That's not right.
We're showing them our hand. Why did you tell them we talked to North Kathleen? I told you, I'm trying to scare them. Why did you tell them about Stacy?
Duh.
To stoke their curiosity, but you're just poking a hornet's nest. Until we're ready to strike, we need to grovel. I thought you said you and I would stand up to these murderers. I didn't think you'd just roll over and give up.
No.
I said nothing about giving up, but sometimes rolling over gives you the best aim at their Achilles heel. In any case, the damage is already done. Let's just get to church, shall we? On our way to the Lucian Church, we stop by Jamie Maddox's house and commission her to make silver bullets. She finds the request strange, but agrees to prepare them. Once at the church, we plan to investigate the possible gas leak caused by a Christian attack, but in truth, we search for more dirt on the Battails. We put crime tape around the entire building, and although we hope to find the place empty, we encounter a furious Pastor Kimberly waiting for us in her office. I lead her outside to talk. This frees August to search the rest of the church on his own. I thought you said the building was dangerous. I knew you were lying. My deputies and I will assume such risks, but you should not. You can't just close the building like this. The congregation must worship. Can't you find somewhere else to gather on Sunday? There are a few abandoned houses you could use around town. Yes, perhaps. But the Bible teaches us to grow and prosper. To downgrade our service from a church building to an abandoned residence is actually sinful. I shake my head in disbelief. The Lucian Bible is quite different from the one I know. Anyway, God should understand and forgive you, right? You're moving for everyone's safety. Even so, the Battails. What about them? Well, as you know, they usually tend my servants. They would hate to congregate in a less building. In fact, they already offered their mansion as a place of worship. My stomach turns. The Battails responded quickly to this, indeed. I don't like the idea of them holding worship in their mansion. Fortunately, the idea seems to unsettle Pastor Kimberly too. I'd rather not worship at the mansion. The Battails hold enough sway over this church already. Can you elaborate on that, Kimberly? Maybe I can help you. August came rushing out of the church, holding up a stack of papers and looking very excited. Mission accomplished. I found ammunition. What are those papers, August? Copies of various documents. I'm so glad the Lucian Church has a copy machine. I have here proof that the Battails own this property and the church itself. It seems that they collect rent in the form of church donations. Kimberly turns deathly pale. Is that true, Kimberly? Alas? Tell us more, Kimberly. Help us free you from the Battail's control. Is that even possible? What would any of us do without the Battails?
I believe.
We would do whatever the hell we wanted. I'm grateful for the Battails, but I wish they wouldn't tell me what to preach. That's what I worry about most. Lucius teaches that we should follow those two prosper, but only until we can prosper ourselves. None of us have a chance to prosper if the Battails control everything. Yes, it's true they take the church donations for themselves. Honestly, they take everything, claiming it's all theirs to begin with. They provide church supplies and they support my livelihood as the pastor, but I am completely at their mercy. If we start holding services at their mansion too, that won't be an issue. Our search of the building confirmed it's safe, right, August? Well, I'm no expert, but it seems safe to me. Kimberly scouts at both of us. It seems like the two of you just want to cause more fighting between the churches. When will it stop? Our main goal is to stop the Battails. Now we have your support, we'll focus on freeing you from the Battails' control, Kimberly. But how? August gives me a look, as if he's curious to hear my plan. I gulp. We're working on that. Interesting. Maddie starts with surprise when we walk back into City Hall. Oh, I didn't hear you two come in. She grips Kathleen's ledger in her hands. She was clearly very absorbed in it before we came in. Did you find anything interesting?
Maybe.
I'm not sure yet. These numbers are very strange. The amount of blood Kathleen disposes of fluctuates each month. As we know, she gives it all to the vampires. I would expect a certain amount of fluctuation based on supply. After all, how many times can Kathleen get the people of Battail to repeatedly donate blood? But we know how much a vampire needs on average, and the Battails are consistently taking more than 3 vampires should need. So, you think they're just greedy?
Good question.
They're vampires. If they felt greedy, they'd go out and bite someone's neck. I suspected Kathleen was still hiding something from us. Maybe this is it. What are you saying? I'm saying there are more than 3 vampires. But I thought she confessed everything. You scared her half to death.
Unfortunately.
And she still held back. I suspected as much, but didn't think I could push her any further without taking extreme measures. I shudder to imagine what you consider extreme measures.
So,
However cruel you judge my behaviour, she fears the Battails more than me. She kept another secret. All right, we'll pay Nurse Kathleen another visit. We'll prepare to leave again. August grabs a snack from the kitchen. I check the mail that came in while we were out. Sometimes I get letters from townsfolk voicing concerns, suggestions, and even people don't consider urgent enough to report immediately in person. Today I have just one letter. It's sealed by red wax, imprinted with a cursive B. I break apart the seal and yank open the letter. Oh, shit. Dearest Sheriff, I am writing to inform you that your sweet roommate, Stacy Grenier, has permanently relocated. We offered her a job as a maid in our mansion and she accepted. We're providing room and board, so Stacy will be staying with us at the Battail mansion indefinitely. Yours, Charlotte Battail. I lose track of time as I stand at my desk reading the letter over and over. My hand trembles so that I can no longer read the words.
Huh?
Erica, what's that? August gently pulls the letter from my grasp and reads it for himself.
What now?
What's going on? Grimly, August passes on the letter. The Battails have Stacy. It's a threat, right? It has to be.
yes.
Absolutely. This is how they'll get you to behave, Erica. They'll keep Stacy as a permanent hostage. If you don't comply with their demands, they'll harm her, perhaps kill her. No, they wouldn't dare. I grab my things and head for the door. I'm going to look for her. Maybe this is just a bluff.
Well,
Doubt that, but I'll come with you.
Hey!
So will I. Fine, we'll check the dollar store first. She was supposed to work today. Stacy's not at the dollar store. Her co-worker complains to us that Stacy never showed up for work and she had to open the store alone. I hurry home next. Everything looks normal. Stacy's nowhere to be found. Her room seems undisturbed. It doesn't look like she packed up to relocate. But none of this gives me comfort in the wake of Stacy's complete and total absence. No, this can't be. It's not like Stacy to skip work without telling anyone, but there are no signs of a struggle.
my friend.
The Battails wouldn't need to struggle to capture Stacy, Erica. Perhaps they compelled her. Perhaps they threatened her as they're doing to you now.
I don't understand.
But why would they do this to us? So Erica will give them their demands. What demands? What do they want? They wanted to stay out of church affairs, and they want me to exonerate Liam.
What?
How? He confessed. Yes, but... I looked at August. He scowls back at me. Maddie shifts awkwardly. I think she senses that August and I need a moment alone. I'll take another look at Stacy's room. Hi, Yvonne! How you doing?
Erica.
Are you actually considering this? You'd turn me in to save Stacy? No, but...
Ugh.
But what? You're the one that pulled me back from despair with such a speech about stopping the betrayals? We can't stop them through negotiation. We follow rules of order and decency. They don't, therefore they will always have the upper hand. You're right. We have to stop them by force. We're doing the wrong thing to do the right thing. That's where the bad guys always have the advantage, because they don't have a moral compass. Or at least not one that would stop them. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. Sorry. New tea. Or at least old tea that I'm trying. Or retrying. So I get a caramelly. Yeah. A little bit of a burnt caramelly. Maybe that I overbrewed it. Because it's rooibos, which rooibos has a distinctive taste. But it works when it's not just plain rooibos, when it's a flavoured one. And I have many flavours. That's not bad. I'll add it to the selection anyway. Stop them by force. August moves closer to me, his voice dropping, thrumming with intensity.
So,
Speak clearly, Erica. What do we need to do next? I meet his gaze, goosebumps prickling across my body. We have to kill them. Oh, he's happy about that. Actually, we'll say August is pleased about this. He responds with a kiss that sends my heart racing. We grip each other fiercely as we fall into the kiss, barely staying on our feet. I feel as if we're flying. When we finally pull away, breathless.
now then.
Let's devise our approach. Yes, we need a plan that doesn't endanger Stacy.
Well,
That'll be hard, but we can try. Is there anyone we can hold hostage in exchange? Kathleen, perhaps? Pastor Kimberly? I don't like that idea.
can you imagine?
How do you like the idea of Stacy's bloodless corpse? Because that's what you will see if we fail. We'll table it for now. After all, we can't threaten them outright because we'd lose in a simple fight. We have to begin by pretending they won. Right. We'll make sure Stacy is safe, then ask them what they need from us to free her.
I believe.
You will ask them. You must talk to them alone, I think. They want me behind bars. I would not comply to this willingly. I'll do this. Alone? Caresses my cheek with surprising tenderness. Sorry, sticky chin now.
I'm here for you.
I'll be nearby, of course. I will search the mansion. If I find one of them alone, I'll dispatch them right away.
I can't help!
Yeah, what she said. Maddie returns, looking mildly embarrassed but determined. I could help August explore the mansion.
Do go on.
Yes, I like that. We can work together to take them down, like raptors. Erica, when Maddie and I first sneak in, you need to distract all of the betrayals. But once we give you the signal, do what you can to separate them. What's the signal? I don't know. I'm not sure what we're working with. Hopefully you will understand when you see or hear it. August, I need you to be more specific. Where in the mansion do you plan to go? How will I know where to direct?
Fuck plans.
You'll have to improvise. We all will. A rigid plan breaks too easily. We need to stay light on our feet. I don't like this. The only weakness we know about is silver and sunlight, but I don't think that's enough to kill them. Wrong. They have another weakness. Pride. They believe they cannot be defeated. They'll keep the guard down and then we'll prove them wrong. Damn right we will. But I need a silver weapon. I think we have a silver steak knife in the kitchen.
Okay.
Why would you have a silver steak knife? Silver is terrible for tarnishing. I feel like maybe my apocalypse bag should have a silver something or other in it. Just in case. I made some steaks. The wooden kind. don't think I have the energy. I don't think I have the energy, even with adrenaline. Oh dear. Ooh. Excuse me. Right. Right. I'll go look. As soon as she's gone, I fall into August's arms. I don't want anything to happen to you.
Erica.
Nor you. If something did, I would die to avenge you. Just be careful in there, okay?
Or...
Be careful. No, be daring. Be daring, Erica. Be wild. It's the only way we'll win. Chapter 2! Okay, cool. We should be fairly within time, and then I still have time to finish packing. And, well, no, I'll eat first, then finish packing. And then maybe I'll be able to finish Life is Strange Chapter 5. Oh my god. Is Life is Strange True Colors? Oh my god. Chapter 3 is so much fun. And then Chapter 4, and then the end of Chapter 4. And I can't believe I didn't stay up late last night finishing it, but I was like, no, I have to sleep. So I am hoping I'll get time to finish that tonight. But if not, I will play Chapter 5 on holiday. That's okay. I'm taking my Xbox. Yeah, it really is. It's really good storytelling. Just really clever. And yeah, chapter 3 with the LARP was just so much fun. So much fun. I'm gonna have to like replay some bits with different choices just to see what happens differently. But yeah, be good. Have a break, have some time with my grandpa, and then have some time with my niece, and then some time with the cats on my own. I will play lots of games. Yeah, the LARP stuff was really cute. So yeah, it should be a good break. Away from London. That's really what I just need, a break from London. This flat. Stupid rain on this flat. Not work. Work is good. I'm okay not having a break from work. I mean, I'm having a break from work, but I don't feel like I need a break from work. I need a break from London. Just hopefully it's not too stressful getting out of London. Anyway, won't worry about that, but we do have to finish packing and then make sure I've got everything and then make sure I've not got too much stuff because, you know, there's nothing worse than trying to take too much stuff away. Anyway, right. I knock. This is the final chapter. The final chapter. I knock on the door of the Patel mansion. I take long, deep breaths to stop my trembling. This is the final chapter for a good ending. Because I already got a bad ending. This is going to be a good ending. So we will see. Take long, deep breaths to stop my trembling. It doesn't work. I put my hand on my gun, remembering that it's loaded with silver bullets. August and Maddie have already snuck into the mansion through a side window. I need to distract the vampires long enough for August and Maddie to explore, then split up the vampires. The door opens more quickly than usual. That's because Stacy's on the other side of it.
Hello.
Welcome to Patel. Oh, Erica! Joy and uncertainty wore on her face. Why are you here? Can I help you with something? Why are you here, Stacy? Are the Patels threatening you?
Huh?
Threatening me? No, of course not. They gave me a wonderful job. I love working in this big mansion. Sorry I didn't get a chance to talk to you before I left, but I figured we'd see each other again soon enough and I could explain. Isn't this just wonderful? So you've been brainwashed.
What?
I don't understand. The Patels are vampires, Stacy. They must have drank your blood and compelled you to do this. You're joking, right? It's such a comedian, that one. Charlotte's maniacal laugh follows her into the doorway. Why, hello, Sheriff. Fancy seeing you here. Charlotte, I came to talk.
Yes.
So I figured. Stacy, show our guest the dining room. Get her something to drink.
No problem.
Certainly, mistress. Stacy scurries away. I reluctantly follow Charlotte inside. In the dining room, Charlotte practically purrs at me while wearing a smug smile.
Oh, Erica.
Erica, darling, you need to be careful what you tell people, not just to confuse them with talk of vampires and brainwashing. Did you brainwash Stacy? Is that why she's so confused?
I don't think so.
Stacy's quite happy to be here, as you saw yourself. Please, Charlotte, you need to speak plainly so that we understand each other. What will it take for me to free Stacy from your control? Charlotte's smile fades, and her eyes narrow as she takes a moment to measure me.
Erica.
Here's some water. Erica, I couldn't find much to drink in the kitchen. Would you like some wine? I remember that my job is to distract the vampires until Maddie and August give me some sort of signal. No. Thank you, Stacy, but could you fetch Julian and Liam? I need to talk to everyone. I don't know exactly where Liam is, but...
Fine.
Just get Julian. My stomach knots. We're going to discuss clearing Liam's name, right? Shouldn't he be here for that?
Just do what I say.
Julian and I will make those decisions. Move along, Stacy. Sure thing. I'll be back as soon as I can. Stacy hurries away. Is Liam here in the mansion?
Well,
That's not your concern. It's my concern if he's roaming free while people still think he's a murderer. There could be a misunderstanding.
ridiculous.
Whose fault is that? You're the one who went and called him a dangerous fugitive. But no, he's not roaming free. So stop worrying. Julian and I are watching him for now. Watching him? He needed to learn a lesson about supporting the Baptists behind our back. He's more secure now than he was under your care, trust me. I exhale slightly with relief. If Liam is nearby but restricted somehow, that should make him easier to deal with once the fighting begins. I wonder if they locked him in his coffin. Charlotte and I continued to scrutinize each other in Stacy's absence. We remained that way a long time, quiet, tense, until Charlotte seems to decide something, then starts moving towards me. I stiffen, my arms bend instinctively. She closes the remaining distance with a blur of movement. One of her hands grips my gun arm. The other reaches up to caress my cheek.
I will make you mine.
Now you finally are ready to admit defeat, darling. I'm here to negotiate. That's a pity. Things would be so much easier if you just gave in. You could have a lot of fun together. Charlotte, what's going on? As Charlotte turns to Julian, I wriggle free and back away from Charlotte. I'm here to free Stacy.
Good.
And then do as we ask. Clear Liam's name, leave the Lucian Church alone. After I do that, you'll release Stacy. Consider it. That's not good enough. How do I know you won't keep her as a hostage forever?
Naturally.
Because we'll do whatever the hell we want.
Think this through.
You must understand something, Erica. You do not carry the power here. Whether you comply with our demands or not, we could always take another hostage. We could always do as we wished. That said, we are not monsters seeking to sow evil. We wish to maintain peace in Vitael, as you do. We simply have different methods. The conflict between your office and my family risks disarray. The sooner you accept. Everyone jumps with surprise as a loud crash shakes the air, accompanied by the sound of glass shattering. Charlotte and Julian exchange puzzled glances. Meanwhile, my heart races. Did something go wrong, or is this the signal from August and Maddie? Damn it, that not have been an antique. Stacy, was that you? No one answers.
Ridiculous.
Nah, it's hard to find good help these days. Stay, Sheriff, I'll play more with you later. Charlotte runs off to investigate while Julian stays with me. My heart races faster. The vampires are split up now, the fighting will start soon. Julian watches me intently. He starts to walk closer with slow steps.
Erica?
What's wrong? I'm fine. He stops next to me, almost close enough to touch, while peering down into my eyes. No, you're not. Your heart's beating like a rabbit's. I'm worried about Stacy. Will Charlotte hurt her? Julian puts one hand on my shoulder. The other touches my chin and guides it up, forcing my gaze to his. He looks genuinely
I
concerned.
beg to differ.
And what's really wrong, Erica? Something isn't right. Do you even plan to cooperate with us? Tell me the truth! Energy emanates from his gaze. I feel as if his command yanks me from the inside, compelling me to tell him everything. I steel my resolve. I clamp my lips shut. I take a deep breath and manage to release it without a word. Julian steps back, the focus in his eyes shattered and replaced with shock. How did you? Never mind. I wish we could resolve this differently, Sheriff, but I can sense your deception. Stay still. I will have to get the truth from you another way. He opens his mouth. His lips pull back from his fangs. He grabs my shoulders and leans towards my neck. I want to reach for my gun, but my muscles are slow to respond.
No!
A strong impact knocks both Julian and I over. In my sluggishness, I collapse on the ground, and Julian slams on top of me. I feel warm blood on my chest. I won't let you touch anyone again, Julian! Behind Julian, I see Maddie raise a bloody knife over him. I follow Julian's gaze to his arm, which bleeds from the back shoulder. As Maddie sends the knife plunging towards Julian's back, he snarls and turns. He smacks her arms violently. The knife flies away, and Maddie steps back with a cry of pain, holding her arm. I wonder if he struck hard enough to break the bone. Madeline, what are you? Ah! He groans and clutches the back of his shoulder in agony. Then he retrieves his hand and stares in awe at his own blood.
I won't let you touch me again.
I did what I should have done as soon as I learned what you did to me. It hurts so badly. Ugh! He launches up again, fangs bared. I see him flying across the room towards Maddie, and I know this bite is not meant to compel her. It is meant to kill. Okay. Stop flashing! My arms jolt from the shock of the shots. Nope, my arms ache from the jolt of the shots. My ears ring. The room is deathly silent until Julian stumbles to the side, knocking over candles and glasses as he tried to remain standing. He now has 3 bloody holes in his back. The gash from Maddie's knife and 2 holes from my silver bullets. Maddie raises her knife with her good arm and rushes towards him again. This time she plunges it into his chest, throwing her body into the blow and driving him to the ground. Julian thrashes weakly on the floor while Maddie drives the knife deeper into his chest, but she can only use her uninjured arm. Help! I don't want to kill, but I see the pure rage on Julian's face. I know that if I don't do this, Maddie and I are both dead. I rush forward and close my hand above Maddie's on the knife. Together we drive the tip deep into his heart. His last cry fades to silence. His arms fall limp. His breath stops. Maddie and I continue to clutch the knife, panting in terror.
Huh?
You have a problem with killing vampires, Alkash? Did we kill him? I think so. Maddie falls back, clutching her arm. Are you alright? Oh! Sorry! Sorry, Julian. It's vampire Julian. Bad person. Not good Julian. Yeah, it's like when the character's called Jesse or Dan or, you know, something. It's always confusing. I'm sorry, it's because I narrated as well, so it's like, yes, we shot Julian. Woohoo, he's dead. No, wait. Are you alright? I guess so. I mean, my arm's broken, but I'll live. Where's August? I don't know. We split up some time ago. We found something like a secret passage, I guess, leading underground. But I think he must be upstairs where he caused that crash.
What?
Erica? Maddie Gray, what's going on? Her gaze falls on Julian. What did you do to Master Julian? He's not your master, Stacy, and I already tried to tell you. He's a vampire.
That can't be.
You've lost your mind. You always said you thought demons took the world on the day of contingency. What if some of those demons are vampires?
That's wrong.
Don't. The Battales are a nice family. They gave me this job in their mansion. Stacy seems to get dizzy. She almost falls over and has to catch the table for support.
The Battales.
I have an idea of what she's feeling right now. She's fighting the brainwashing, but mostly just confused. I'll stay with her. You go help August. Right. I take a deep breath and head reluctantly towards the hall. Give 'em hell, Sheriff. I hear more sounds of fighting in the distance. I follow the sounds to the upper east wing. I find a garish scene of August hopping around the room, occasionally swiping his knife while Charlotte chases and dodges. They're both too distracted to notice me, so I crouch behind some furniture waiting for my chance to strike. Charlotte moves so fast I can barely keep up. I don't think August even tries. His movements are completely sporadic, nonsensical, jumping and slicing every which way. He wears a maniacal grin and shouts with some of his movements.
Over here and here. Oh, I felt that so close. Almost got you. Whoops. Try again.
Before Charlotte tries to dab, jab August with the sai and her knives. This time she just rams him with her whole body. He falls and slides across the floor. Charlotte walks up and puts her foot on his chest as she towers
Not
over him.
bad. You dance quite nicely, August.
So do you, Charlotte. I've never had a dance partner like you before. You move with the grace and ferocity of a wild animal.
Is that a compliment?
It's not an insult.
Oh, it seems like a shame to kill you, but you look so delicious.
She crouches down over him, her mouth stretching for a bite of his neck. My shot misses the mark, hitting her arm instead of her chest, but it's enough to make her shriek with pain and turn towards me.
Why, you!
She starts to get up off him and then yanks him up off the ground, holding him in front of her like a
You'll
shield.
have to shoot him to get to me, darling.
I'm okay with that. Fine with me.
Oh, then why haven't you fired again?
She cackles with delight as she watches the confusion on my face. My gun wavers and lowers. August wriggles in Charlotte's grip but can't quite get free. His knife is on the other side
Look
of
at
the room.
you, Erica, working with the Heartbreaker. I never thought I'd see the day. But either of you could have joined me instead. Why must you both be so foolish? I'm the one that freed you, August. I would have let you be who you are. We could have killed together.
I never thought of it that way. Is that offer still on the table?
Charlotte hesitates for a moment, confused. Her grip on him must falter because he suddenly frees an arm, pulls a small canister out from under his shirt, and sprays it into her face. Silver nitrate? Maybe? She staggers backwards, covering her face in agony. August scampers across the room to retrieve his knife. Charlotte starts to move again, recovering fast. I glance at the discarded canister, and it looks like ordinary mace. I aim another shot. This one hits her other arm. Now each one is wounded.
Fucking worms! Fucking silver! I'll kill you both!
She starts towards me, flailing furiously, but now August has his knife, and he grabs her from behind. With a deft stroke, he plunges the knife into her chest.
Who's killing who now?
Charlotte slips to the floor with a groan. She reaches weakly for the knife still protruding from her ribs. It's not plunged to the hilt. August falls on top of her, catching her hands with his own.
Now then, are you ready to die, Charlotte Patale?
No, please!
Tell me about the contingency. Give me a reason not to push one more inch of this blade into your chest, because I know the tip rests just against your heart.
I just wanted to protect Patale.
So she's the one. What?
Fuck you!
She summoned it? Why did it change everything? Oh yeah. She starts to struggle again. August puts pressure on the knife, making her fall back with a cry.
Why was it you? What made you so special?
Oh, Lucky. Don't you know? I am special. I am all that matters. I am the passion. I am the enforcer.
The pain is making her delirious, but August has hints of tears in his eyes mixing with his rage.
Not this time, you aren't. Goodbye, Charlotte.
He plunges the knife deep.
Ugh.
With one last breath, Charlotte goes still. August reaches up and closes her eyes. The motion is slow, careful, tender, and he puts hands on the knife and resumes cutting. August, what are you doing? She's dead. He ignores me, continuing to cut. I look away, too disgusted to watch as he reaches in and tears open her ribs. I listen a long time to the gruesome sounds of August's work. He must be taking out her heart, this time with very little tools or preparation. Finally, I hear a wet thud as August pins the heart on the ground with his knife, and he starts to flay it open. Blech. I reach over and put my hand on his. August, it's done. Why open it?
To release her desires. But you're right. She doesn't deserve that. The only desire she had was to consume.
With a grim resolve, he retrieves the knife and stands.
So, where are the others?
I'm relieved to find Maddie and Stacy still in the dining room where I left them. August ignores them and studies
You
Julian's
didn't
body.
remove his heart.
I don't really think that's necessary. Ignoring me, August bends down and gets to work pulling out Julian's heart. I mean, for vampires, actually, I think removing the heart's probably a good thing. They could potentially regenerate. Poor Stacy. At her wit's end, Stacy runs out the room, still screaming.
August! I was working on her!
August doesn't seem to hear. Intent yet again on his task, I focus my attention on Maddie. Do you have any idea where Liam is?
I tried to ask Stacy about that. She said he's staying downstairs, whatever that means, and he's not supposed to come out. August and I saw a passage leading into the ground when we first started exploring. Maybe that's what she meant?
August perks up, glancing back at us over bloody hands.
Yes. I'm very curious to explore down there.
Are you finished?
Almost.
August drives Julian's heart to the ground with his knife. He hesitates again, then pulls it back out. Maddie gags. I put a hand on her shoulder. Are you sure you want to continue?
I think so. I never killed before. It feels...
Necessary.
They're vampires. It's okay killing. August wipes his knife up on Julian's suit and stands back
Let's
up.
go find Liam.
I follow August and Maddie deep down a hallway I've never seen before. Well, I mean, she's never been in the house before, really. August points to the floor, which shows traces of dirt near one of the doors. August opens the door. Before us, we see steps leading underground. The walls are caked with dirt and loose stone. Instead of electricity, torches are the only rebel against darkness. We all exchange wary glances. Really think Liam would be down here.
Stacy did say downstairs. I haven't seen any other stairs leading down.
With a grin on his face, August hurries into the hall. Maddie and I reluctantly follow. At the bottom of the stairs, we find ourselves in a dark, cave-like hall with barred rooms. I'm not sure how to describe it other than dungeon?
A dungeon?
Grin widening, hurries forward.
Hello? Anyone down here? If you are enemies of the Battails, then you might be friends of ours.
August, maybe we should... Okay, that doesn't sound good. We freeze as a bone-chilling sound vibrates through the stones. I'm not sure whether to describe the growl I heard as a beast's or a man's. Once he recovers, August moves towards the sound. August! Maddie and I hurry after him, but we haven't gone far when something slams against the bars of a nearby cell, and it crouches in the light and roars at us. Even though it has the body and the face of a human, I still want to call him a creature. He stands in a hunched pose, arms curled like a feral beast. His hair and beard is untrimmed and wild. As a man, he's older than the other Battails. He still wears the remnants of a suit that must have been refined once. It is now filthy and tattered. But worst of all is her eyes glowing red with more intensity than Julian's ever did. They stretch wide open as he stares at me, the pupils dilating like a cat preparing to pounce.
Why, hello there. Erica, I think we found the fourth vampire.
Come here.
At least he now doesn't look like a werewolf. I was wondering maybe whether they've tried to turn people before or something. I don't know. I step a little closer as if somehow a closer look will help me better understand what I'm looking at. I jump away barely in time to miss the clawed hand swiping at me through the bars. My heart thuds in my throat. One blink later and this monster would have had me.
You should stay away from him.
Hi, Liam. We all turn to the next cell. We see Liam against the walls of the prison, his wrists wrapped with unusual shackles. August twirls his knife.
Ah, look at this. 2 vampires served up on a silver platter.
Liam stares in horror at August's bloody visage.
What happened up there? I heard gunshots.
You first. Who's this creature in the cell across from you?
That's my father, Gustave Battail.
Huh?
He was still in Battail?
He's been down here a long time. It's not safe to let him out.
So he's a vampire?
Yeah, more than the rest of us. He lost the last of his humanity a long time ago. Now please, tell me what's going on.
We had to kill you, unfortunately.
We killed Julian and Charlotte. Now we're here to kill you.
Oh God, they're really dead?
Weren't they always dead? Isn't that how this works? Either way, their hearts are splayed on the floor of the mansion you bought with the blood of this town, so...
You bastard!
Oh, I thought he'd be relieved. And maybe he'd join us, you know, but apparently not. I turn around to a nightmarish scene. Gustav holds Stacy against the bars of his cell, fangs deep in her arm. As her scream fades, she hangs her head and goes limp. I lift my gun and fire at Gustav. He draws back in a spray of blood, but I'm not sure it's his. Stacy collapses, still bleeding from her arm. Maddie rushes to her
Get
side.
away from the bars, get away from the bars!
Maddie obeys, quickly pulling Stacy far from Gustav's cell. From a safe distance, I try to peer inside, but I don't know where Gustav
Be
went.
careful. He's more powerful than the rest of us, especially if he's had blood.
Don't believe anything Liam says. He wants to see us fail.
I want to live! And if you let Dad free, he might kill us all. Let me help you! Take these silver cuffs off me!
It's really true. You're all monsters.
Stacy's finally recovering from her confusion, but the horror on her face is not much of an improvement.
Why did you come down here, Stacy?
I followed you down here. I wanted to protect Liam, but oh God help me.
Stacy, do you have the keys to these cuffs? Please, for everyone's sake, you need to let me out.
I think so. I just.
A large rat scurries past us.
Oh, that's disgusting.
There's vampires and you're afraid of a rat.
That's...
Oh no! The rat's body bulges suddenly, and before I have time to process what I'm seeing, Gustav materializes in a heap of raveling flesh. Dark streak moves past me, then Gustav descends on Maddie. They both collapse to the ground in a heap. I lift my gun, but as the two of them wrestle on the floor, I'm afraid to aim and hit Maddie on accident. August leaps on Gustav with his knife, but Gustav flings him off with a quick shove of one arm, sending him several feet into the air and flying backwards. Stacy, do it! Free Liam! Stacy nods and reaches for a ring of keys in her pocket. I pull out my knife and jump on Gustav next. I manage to sink the blade about half an inch into his back, but then he turns and pounces back at me. Ow. Ow. The impact with the floor knocks most of my breath from my body. Stars dance in my vision, then I see two red eyes peering down at me, drawing closer. Liam jumps onto Gustav, driving him against the wall. I help Maddie get up, then all the remaining humans get up and back away from the two fighting vampires. I can barely make out what is happening. Glimpses of Liam's blue shirt are my only clue of where he is from 1 second to the next. The two vampires spin, jump, snap and snarl with inhuman speed, swirling around the hallway in a storm of limbs and fangs. Gustav reels in place. I seen that Liam managed to slam his head against the wall hard. Liam grabs Gustav's arm and yanks them back, locking them tight.
Now! Do it now!
August doesn't hesitate. He rushes forward with the knife and plunges it into Gustav's exposed chest. Gustav gasps, his red eyes opening
I
wide.
wonder, old man. Can you tell me anything I don't already know?
What are you doing? Finish it!
You must know something. You built the towers. Your family did. Tell me. Anything.
I feel like August right now, though. It's like, I want answers, damn it! Okay, go to the 17th floor. Second desk on the northeast side. Find the true scripture. It's a really stupid voice, but hey.
What do you mean?
Liam pushes Gustav forward, giving August no choice but to risk getting bitten or drive his knife deeper. He chooses the latter. The silver knife drives home in Gustav's heart. He gives one last gasp and then collapses. Liam lets go and scrambles backwards. Immediately, August gets to work removing Gustav's heart. Horror and despair rack Liam's face.
I'm sorry.
He collapses against the wall, struggling to hold back sobs. My gun feels heavy in my hand. I start to lift it, then stop again.
Erica!
August looks up angrily, his hands still deep in Gustav's
We
chest.
can't stop now!
Please. I helped you. I don't want anyone else to die. Please, just let me go.
I wish I could, Liam, but where would you go?
There's nowhere to go. Do it, Erica!
I lift the gun.
Wait. I could try to walk between the towers.
That's suicide.
Maybe for humans. As for me, I don't know what'll happen.
I kind of want him to try that.
I've always wondered, but I was too scared to try. Now, what other option do I have?
I'm okay with this option.
My family's dead. Town thinks I'm a murderer. Please, please, just let me go out on my own terms.
August pins down Gustav's heart on the floor.
Gustav turned into a rat, yes? Do you have an ability like that? Is that why you wore silver handcuffs?
No,
He's lying, obviously.
If he wanted to try something, August, he could have tried it already.
He's weak and outnumbered. If we give him another chance...
We won't. We'll go and do it right now.
I'm with Erica. Let Liam leave.
I agree. Please have mercy and stop killing.
Well, we did set out to kill 3 vampires. 3 vampires are dead. Fine. I admit, I'm curious to see what happens when a vampire tries crossing the towers.
Yep, me too. I'm happy with that, and then we can go to the 17th floor and find the second desk on the right. And hopefully that gives us a bit of an answer, other than blah, no answer. Bloody and tired, we all escort Liam out of Patel Mansion, and then make our way to the tower perimeter. Once we're as close as we can safely walk, I motion for everyone to stop. Okay, Liam, you'll walk through from here.
But...
Oh, they didn't voice the ending! Erica, you still have silver bullets, right? I'm not sure I have any left, but I grit my teeth and nod anyway.
Careful now.
Remember not to try anything foolish, Liam. Liam nods grimly. He steps forward and sideways as if lining himself up with the nearest tower. Liam, Good luck. He glances back at me but doesn't respond. Then he turns around and keeps walking. We all watch with bated breath as Liam approaches the tower. He walks with grave intent, staying on a perfect line towards the red beam of the tower. At last he's close enough to the tower to touch it. He stops, looks up. I finger my gun, hoping he doesn't break his word. I don't think I have any more silver bullets after all. Then he steps between the towers and jumps forward. Chills rush through me. I remember hearing that same sound when Jones tried to step through and lost his own head. I see a red mist where Liam once stood. His clothes fall limply to the ground, but I don't see a headless body inside of them.
Huh?
Did he just vaporize? I don't know.
Fascinating.
Stacy clasps her hands and bows her head, praying quietly. We watch the vague cloud of mist for as long as we can, but before long it dissipates. We stand and wait for some time, waiting for a sign that Liam might be alive or dead. We see none.
Erica.
Can we please go home now? Yes, Stacy, you can go back to your real home now. A hand clasps mine firmly. I turn to see August standing next to me, smiling from above his bloody
I
visage.
suppose.
Why don't you and I find a new home, my love? I hear a beautiful mansion just went on the market. Yes, let's go. Well, I want to go to the office thing and see if we can get the towers down. Because without the Patales, what's going to happen to the train? Okay. A few days later, August and I gather in the Patale Mansion dining room with several important members of town. We decided that a small gathering of the Patales' leadership was the best way to spread the news of recent events. The gathering includes Nurse Kathleen, Pastor Kimberly of the Lutheran Church, Pastor Jeremy of the First Baptist Christian Church, Mayor Ward, Colleen Hughes from the Order of the Line, and Tip Wagner of Freedom's Dawn.
Hello there.
Thank you so much for coming. We have a lot to discuss, so I'll go ahead and jump to the first item. The Patales are all dead. Gasps spread around the room. Wagner slams his fists on the table and stands up.
Fucking bad!
What happened to them? Did you kill them, Fed? Yes, August and I both did because the Patales were all vampires. This time a dead silence falls over the crowd. Wagner just looks at me like I've gone mad. Kathleen and Mayor Ward both look down at their laps, afraid to meet anyone's gaze. Mayor Ward, will you please confirm my statement? The mayor flushes beet red, but for a moment enduring everyone's incredulous stares, he finally speaks. Yes. Alright, damn it, it's true.
Is this a joke?
This is a joke, right? You're using vampire like some kind of metaphor?
Try spinning in a circle.
No, don't act like you didn't already know it. Maybe the full picture eluded you, but they have been stealing the vitality of the earth and the strength of your labor for over a century. You let it happen because of the seductive idea that it could be like them, ignoring that they gained their power through birthright or arbitrary. Let's not cloud the issue, August. You mean they were literally vampires. They drank people's blood. There's another person here who can confirm this. Nurse Kathleen? Kathleen squirms in her chair. Yes. Can you please explain to everyone how you helped the Batales? I just followed orders. They wanted me to collect blood for them on a regular basis, but it's not like I wanted to help them.
Oh, spare me.
Ugh, you just followed orders. Come on, could you implicate yourself with any more specificity? I mean, I was curious about them from a scientific standpoint, but really I thought collecting blood was the best way to keep people safe. Mayor Ward wanted me to do it too. Mayor, how long did you know about all this? Does it matter? For everyone's safety, I had to go along with it. I couldn't overthrow them, I couldn't cause a panic, I had to strike a bargain. They behaved themselves, Julian kept that train coming in, used Kathleen gather blood so they didn't have to hurt anyone. The Batales built this town, they supervised it from the get-go. Who knows what else they did behind the scenes so we could all survive. And who knows how often they abused their power. They didn't behave themselves, agreed Mayor Ward, they only tricked us into believing so. Liam killed Principal Vincent, and before that the others killed Jessica and Gary. Gasps and shocked faces spread across the room. They covered up Jessica and Gary's murder by impersonating the Batale Repatriation Society. They faked letters from the society to make it look like the two teenagers escaped. You sure they're really dead? Can you prove it? August throws a backpack on the table.
Are you paying attention?
This is Gary Reed's backpack. We found it in Charlotte Batale's closet. It still has his blood stains on it, and possibly Jessica's too. Mayor Ward starts to look through the backpack and then sets it aside when he realizes how much blood is on it. I wait somberly as everyone around the table inspects it to their satisfaction. God have mercy.
If that's
Vampires?
true,
Huh, it's all starting to make sense. I have my suspicions about the Batales, you know. Always did. I thought they were lesser evil, the enemy of my enemy, but no man who wants my blood is my friend. Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore because we killed them all. Do you have any plans for running the train? Not yet, but we have been going through Julian's correspondences. He regularly sent money with a cryptic message attached. We think we can continue the pattern enough to keep the train running. Please let me help in this task. The Order of the Line has been studying and protecting the train for some time. We'll do whatever we can to protect it. Your law is just a bunch of rail-chasing sycophants. You can't be trusted with the town supplies. I'll be happy to discuss it further with you, Colleen.
wait a sec.
What? And who put you in charge?
Well,
We put ourselves in charge. Much to my own shock, August jumps suddenly on the table, towering over all of us. He reaches a hand to me with a cockeyed grin. This dude is like... I find myself smiling back. I grab his hand and step onto the table with him.
Can you
We've all gone
imagine?
mad. You're all free of the Batales. You're free to do what you want within your means. As for Eric and I, we live in this mansion now. We control the train now, and we will, too, will do as we please.
But
Hold on now, you can't just run around killing people and taking mansions. August pulls out his knife with a graceful stroke and spins it on his fingers.
don't be hasty.
No, then perhaps we should fight for it. Care to challenge me to a duel? Wagner gulps noticeably. Don't worry, will we not be your masters as the Batales were? There should be no masters. We will distribute everything on the train fairly without favour or prejudice. However, he raises his knife again.
Bad idea.
If anyone deigns to take more than they need, put my hand gently on August's shoulder. On August's hand, lowering the knife. This is a lot of information for you all to absorb. Take your time. We decided against a town meeting to avoid widespread panic. Tell your communities when and how you see fit. The decisions are yours to make. Are you still our sheriff? I take off my badge and study it curiously. Yes and no. A sheriff is a term for the old world, a world with a complex justice system and a world of law and order. I will do my best to continue protecting the people of Batale. That is my objective. But our laws are obsolete. We have no government, we have no order. August and I exchange grins and clasp hands. The new world is whatever we choose to make of it. Eat. Okay, so we've gone mad. We didn't look on the 17th floor. God damn it! Oh, right. Woodsy Studio knows how to make a story that makes you really want more. Very clever. Very clever. Damn it. Gustav, he basically just growled. I Very talented. I think it's like a two-person team then. Very talented. Very clever. Do like the art. Story is, yeah. Just so compelling. I think that's the word I want. Hello. August and I take our time returning to City Hall. Now that we live in the mansion, it's hard to want to go anywhere else. City Hall is full of unpleasant memories and heavy responsibilities. I believed I earned a break from that all when I freed the town from vampires. But perhaps what weighs on August, on I, is the possibility of exploring the upper floors again. We can't ignore what Gustave Bataille told us about the desk on the 17th floor, but we also can't forget the harrowing futility of our first exploration. August especially seems reluctant to ascend. At least we get some answers.
Even if we find something, I reject whatever a man like Gustave would wish to bestow upon me.
You also yelled 17th floor in your sleep. We have to look, August. We may find nothing, and that's fine, but if we do...
Let's just get this over with.
Yes. This is better than the bad ending. The trek to the 17th floor is long and exhausting like the first time. Each floor looks the same, so it's easy to lose track. As soon as we count to floor 15, we start checking the desks in the northeast corner. We also check the opposite corner because we can't be certain of the cardinal directions in this place. By the time we've reached the 17th floor, August is surly. He goes to each desk with quick, angry movements. I wait for him at the second desk. I think this is it.
You thought the last floor might be it.
Why don't they just, write the numbers on a piece of paper and leave one on each floor as they go up? Then you wouldn't lose count. True. And if it's not here, it may be the corner over there,
Pocket.
but... August yanks open the top drawer. Stops. Inside, we see a large book titled The Holy Bible. It has a large red X beneath the title. August and I exchange looks, and he picks it up and starts looking through it. How similar is it to the other Lucian Bibles?
It contains a lot of the same books, but it's bigger, I think.
Look, near the middle. Pages have gold trim. August flips to the gilded pages.
The Book of Esther, with a Z. That's strange.
That's good news, right? We discovered something new. Let's take it back down with us. August ignores me, his eyes already scanning the scriptures as quickly as possible.
This is very bizarre. And behold, Lucius had a vision of the end of earth, the end of air, the end of light, the end of Oras.
Oras? August shrugs, keeps reading.
And so Lucius convened a meeting of the four, and he asked for their help, and the other three came. Triglav, the many-faced beast, Savina, the lady of life, and Alina, the queen of passion. Each of the four gave a different plan for saving the world, and Lucius said, "We shall negotiate with the end by amassing gold and magic." But lo, the four disagreed. They bickered and fought and could not form a plan. And so Lucius enacted his own plan, for he did not need the four to achieve it. With his magic, he granted people's wishes, and they gave him gold and jewels. His efforts saved humanity from the wrath of Esther, who accepted his offering. And then she consumed the four, and none of them remained except within her. And thus Lucius Christ, the Prince of Peace, the undisturbed flame, saved all of humanity by sacrificing himself.
He stops and just blinks at the pages for a while. Does any of this make sense to you? I'm lost. August shakes his head, but a maniacal grin has returned to his face.
No, Erica. It's complete and utter nonsense.
I mean, I think it sort of makes sense if you played Echoes of the Fae. I've unlocked new story options! Thank you for playing. Okay, well, Extras is flashing at me. Ah, so now we could just pick as if we'd picked those. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to, because it's just going to take forever and ever and ever, and we still didn't unlock... Oh, we unlocked a couple more. No, we haven't unlocked anything special. Okay, let's just see, is there a New Game Plus thing? But if that revolves playing it all again... Yeah, I've read that quote several times now. I don't know whether this will New Game Plus it or whether you need to complete all 4 endings to get a New Game Plus. But I will not be doing any more. Okay, so no. Okay, so yeah, if we wanted to, we could play the other 4, and then maybe we unlock New Game Plus, and I could potentially do that. I'm not going to do it on stream, unfortunately. As much as I have enjoyed this story, these games, to like play them properly, like as in through with all the you know, paying attention to the story, is just, you know, it's a big time commitment. I mean, we've already done 12 hours, 13 hours, a lot of hours on this game. If there had been achievements for getting all the endings, playing New Game Plus, maybe that would have made me do it. So it feels like Charlotte... It feels like Charlotte maybe summons the Spires. I don't know why they kill everyone. There's something there, and it feels like it maybe ties into the first game that Woodsy Studio made there because of the Fae. But yeah. Oh, stretch is a good plan. Thanks a lot. But anyway, I'm gonna get some dinner and finish packing and generally get ready for my holiday. My trip. It's not really a holiday, but it's a trip. It's away. So, yeah, it was good, and at least we got a decent ending rather than, you know, we just died, because that was depressing. Okay, so we're gonna go and raid Dopey, I think, unless he's nearly finishing. Let me just double check. Terrible timing with these things. Unless he's finishing. Stupid ad break. Can't tell. Yes, I will be back in a week and a half. So the 7th of October is my next stream. My schedule on Twitch is, you know, accurate, so it's okay. He's still going now, so we'll chance it and raid. He's playing Town of Light, which I've played before. It's interesting. Quite sad. So yeah, if you don't mind, if you want to, copy the raid message. Otherwise, thank you so much everyone for watching today. It's been great having company. Hopefully you've enjoyed at least getting some closure on the story, even if we have so many unanswered questions. And if you do play it yourself, pick a different person, get a different ending, let me know what happens. Yeah, for now, I've been Jo, otherwise known as Angel SK. Let's go say hi to Dopey, and I'll catch you in a week and a half.